Hello, and welcome to day two of the Victory Valorant Invitational. I'm Invictus, joined by Toasty and Greeny. How are you guys doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited to get into things after that quite eventful first day yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. We were gonna get into some eliminations today. So all these games today are either elimination games or seeding games for the bracket. So they're all pretty important. We had an unfortunate cancellation of a game, two timers versus Stormtroopers. Two timers couldn't make it, so Stormtroopers are through. But that was supposed to be our first B stream game, but that's canceled. But on our A stream, we are gonna be doing Stimulus Package versus Catboy Inquisition. What do you guys think of these teams?
Yesterday we saw both of these teams, obviously, Catboy Inquisition against Redhawks, Stimulus Package against the same opponent. Both of them lost pretty handedly. Stimulus Package, I think, put up a really close game. I'm not sure about Catboy Inquisition. The interesting part about this game is that they're both up against each other now after losing to the same opponent, so it's very hard to tell who's going to win.
Yeah, I really don't know what's going to come out of either of the teams here. I'm really excited for Catboy Inquisition because their branding is really funny, and I know people on the team, but I'm also interested to see what Stimulus Package is going to pull out in order to fight for a spot in the playoffs here.
Absolutely. I mean, these two teams, like you said, they all both played Redhawks, who kind of look like the best team in VVV right now. It's a good showing from Stimulus Package. Actually, it was honestly really close. I was watching that game, and like it was, as you can see from the scoreline, a couple of rounds away from going the other way. So, Stimulus Package definitely looked like the favorites for this game. But Catboy Inquisition, maybe they have some hidden strategy that they weren't showing yesterday. Perhaps they were missing, their star players or something. So I'm excited to see what they bring out today. It could be another close game. So basically, the winner of this game will advance to the bracket stage, which will be later today. So that'll be exciting to see who goes through, and we can get into some elimination games. We're just about ready to go in. I think no, we're still missing a few players, so we can have a quick look at the rosters for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, we saw obviously both of these teams yesterday playing, and Stimulus Package, unlike their roster shows, they actually have Epsilon. I'm not sure which player that is, but they were a star player in yesterday's game. I'm excited to see more from whoever Epsilon is, this mystery player. And they were playing, I think, Neon in the first game yesterday, and obviously we'll see what happens in this one. They could whip it out again, who knows.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Catboy Inquisition's roster here, I'm seeing seeing a bunch of people who've trolled my and numerous other people's games. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be the same thing here, if they're gonna troll their own game. But yeah, I'm certainly liking Stimulus's package. I haven't really seen a lot of them, but I feel like they are really. I feel like they have the better roster here in terms of focus.
I mean, you're gonna name some names, or you're just gonna leave that out there? Certain people that.
Oh yeah, Satby and Neo for sure, man. They're just ints on the regular.
You gotta name and shame, man. All right, well, Sadby and Neo get called out on stream. Well, yeah, like maybe they were just waiting for this moment to show how good they are. They were just trolling you in the past, and now they're like, yeah, well, you know what? Now it's time. Now it's elimination game. So now we're gonna show our actual skill level. So again, like we said, like Stimulus Package, they're definitely the favorites for this game, but it could still go Catboy's way. Stimulus Package, we mentioned Seismic Jeff, also known as Epsilon. It looked really good yesterday on the Neon. So excited to see what he brings out. Again, our map is going to be Bind that they've done through the map bans. Interesting map. We saw one game of Bind yesterday. It went a little bit silly. Some good strategies to see from the both teams, but yeah, I'm excited to see some Bind gameplay. You know what? I'm gonna call out some teams here. Stop banning Fracture. I want to see some Fracture, please. I like that map. It's very exciting. It's very chaotic. So please stop banning Fracture. Let's get one game of Fracture in, which also would make because it's a new map, so we haven't set it up. So if it shows up, it will just be an empty screen for now, I think. But yeah, we're going to bind. So I think we're just about ready to go in. Both I see everyone in the lobby. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys to it, and we'll see you after the game.
Alright, thank you, Vic. And yeah, Greenie, we got Bind coming up as our first map, and our only map, actually. We were discussing this a little bit, you know, in our own little bubble. What do you think we're going to see here?
No, I really didn't know, but I feel like we're going to see Astra a lot. I mean, she's really, really powerful right now. She's probably the best hero to play right now. Especially pushing onto that A site, you can clear off a lot of angles, and whatever defenders are hiding, you can take them out, and pushing onto B is a breeze with Astra. But if they want to forego the Astra, they can play the Viper, who does the job pretty well. Her wall is really powerful and pushing onto site. In the way of duelists, you know, we could see the Jet, we could see the Reyna. As you said, Stimmy Package just picked up a Neon player, and I think she's alright on Bind. I haven't really played her that much to know, but I think she's still I think they're still going to try and utilize her on that Bind pick.
Yeah, it's tricky with Neon on Bind because some situations, like, for example, B long, right? Situations like that, you can just dash through B long, you can get a cheeky pick off onto anyone playing there with, for example, an operator or something like that. You can basically shut down an attack just by killing off that op player. So in situations like that, it's good, but then you look over at A site and it's very, I guess, secluded corners and very difficult to make use of your high mobility. So it really depends on how they play, what strategies they kind of play that Neon with, if they do at all. I am expecting to see it again because Epsilon looked great on it yesterday. I see no reason they wouldn't be able to get value with it, especially given that they managed to make it work on A site Icebox, which is a feat in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is a much different map than Icebox, so it looks like we're gonna do Preds now.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win this game, Toasty?
I mean, listen, I didn't watch too much of Catboy Inquisition's game, so I can't quite call what I think they're gonna do there. But based on what you said earlier on about some you know, interesting feeding going on from some of the Catboy Inquisition players, I'll have to go with Stimulus Package here.
I think Invictus has said that that maybe they were just throwing the whole time just to throw me off and make my prediction wrong. But I'm still strong in my beliefs and what I've seen from the players on Catboy Inquisition. So I think I'm gonna go with Stimmy Package as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we're both getting the same team pick here, and now we're going to see the draft coming through. This is actually quite different from what we theorized, the Killjoy and the KO.
Yeah, and there is a Neon coming out from Epsilon, as I said, and it looks like they're also going with a KO here. I've seen that work a bunch of times, especially with the knife. That can be huge if you want to clear out hookah or clear out lamps.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the strong pick here, I think, is the KO. We'll see if the defenders decide to pick that. Doesn't seem as if they will. Maybe Mista goes for it. Who knows? They still have yet to pick a flash character. That is going to be the Sky. What do you think of the Sky versus Neon match? Not Neon. KO matchup.
One of the most annoying things when you're pushing up B long is getting flashed, especially from a Sky. She is probably the best pop flash character. Not only can you pop flash out, but the flash actually tells you if there are enemies that were flashed there. That's really, really annoying to play against.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think this Sky is kind of favored here, especially starting off on defense. If Epsilon tries to go for any plays that we're talking about before on B long, shut down immediately by that Sky. So Mista looking at you to try and get some work done.
Yeah, one other thing I'd like is the airhead, airhead on KJ. I think I've seen some really creative setups defending on B on this map, and I wonder if, you know, I always like to see the Sentinel play. I'm wondering if Airhead's got some special lineup to absolutely decimate Catboy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm certainly a connoisseur for Viper lineups. I'm not sure about the Killjoy lineups. Can't be too different, I suppose. And with Catboy here starting off on the defense, I honestly think, again, like we were saying, Arrowheads and Mista are the two plays to look at on the B and A site, respectively. It's going to be a B push for the attackers, already looking to get into position. The entry and coming through from Shaquille Oatmeal, but it's going to be Watchless getting the kill off. It's traded out for Arrowheads, and Epsilon makes the imbalance, kills off Watch This, gets rid of the Jets. And now the defense is going to be hard pushed to try and make this retake happen. The Raze doesn't know they're all three of them are there, so they're not going to push through the smoke. They're just going to play patiently. This is a very good Brim smoke. It buys some time. Now it's going to be Neo starting to push forward, knows the Raze is there. Going to push out, probably doesn't know the KO's on their left, however, so that's going to be a cheeky kill-off from Clap. Nice trade out, favors Stim here, because they can just hold position on the site. It's going to be the flash coming through, flashes their own teammates. And it doesn't look like this retake will really get anything. There's no way you can be able to clear out Hookah that quickly.
Player standing.
That looks like...
Yeah.
Yep, Stimmy Package going to take the round. That's really good from them. As you can see, Epsilon, I'm pretty sure, moving right into elbow and taking out the Jet who took out someone else earlier. One thing I really like that Stimmy Package was doing was instead of the Astra, they're using the Brim. Now that can be really good in smoking. It's a good way to smoke off, especially when you're moving up onto B. But one thing I don't really like about the Brim pick here is that you have a lot less utility options. Like you don't really have the pull or the stun that you do with Astra. But it's still a good pick nonetheless.
Yeah, indeed, and looks like Stim, I mean, one round on the board, looking to get their second one through. They have force bought the Spectre, so see what they can get with this. It's going to be very dangerous for the defenders to be dealing with. As you do see that Astra trying to play in Lamps, forced away by Bloody, tries to get the Durati kill around the corner, but instead it's going to be traded out by Mister across the map. Epsilon going to get the stun onto them, however. That's going to be the kill coming through, and the second one for Epsilon. A nice double at the end to bag a Stim the round.
Epsilon's absolutely owning them on Neon right now. He's got 5 kills. He's really utilizing the sprint, which no other character has. Neon can use that really versatile. Neon can use that really well to get into areas, to just get on site and clear angles. And if you're a good as player on Epsilon as at Neon, or at least what we've seen of him, you can use that, and it can be really lethal for the defending team.
Yeah, the defenders are gonna have a bit of issues, some issues anyway, dealing with the Neon, because it's basically like a jet dash, but you're using it offensively instead, and you see it there already, going so aggro, uses the overdrive, catches out Seeker, looking to push towards site, but no one is there. They're all cowering in fear from the electricity. They're gonna push into Lamps now and kill off the Reina. That clears off site, gives them the opportunity to plant. Will end up being Epsilon falling. And now it's the push over from Heaven as Watchlist takes out Bloody. It's a 3 versus 3 now, so the advantage lost for the attackers. And Clap in a very precarious position, taken down. A triple right at the end from the defenders to get that defuse through, and Catboy have a round on the board.
Yeah, it was good from Stim Package working up their way on the site, especially with that Neon ult. Epsilon really, just pushed through there, but a lot of people think that with your Neon ult, you're really just invincible, which you're not. I've seen a lot of people, it's either like you get a ton of kills with it, or you just feed instantly like that. Like Epsilon got 2 kills with his ult, but he absolutely got his skull crushed by Watch This as he moved into the elbow there. It's really a double-edged sword.
Really is. You can't get too overconfident with that overdrive, like you say. They won't have it for this round, of course, considering they previously used it. It will take probably a while for it to build back up. Other ultimates, I mean, you've pretty much only got the Jet ultimate. Maybe you'll get a couple more here for Catboy, especially with them getting a few kills in that previous round, but I'm not sure it's going to be too much of an X-Fest instead. Watch this around the corner, takes out Clap. That's why you check your corners. Will be traded out, however, for the Killjoy over on B side, so despite that Neon lurking on A, I don't think that's the best idea. It seems like no, it'll be a rotate back, actually, from Stim, so making the correct decision, I think. Seeker doesn't know, though. Epsilon's in Lamps.
Oh! Oh! You always have to assume someone's there.
Yep, exactly. Lamps is probably one of the more populated areas when you're kind of lurking around on it. A site. And now it's going to be the defenders having to retake and push aggressively into this. It is a 3 versus 3 like last round. It's not impossible for them to win. And Georgia Boy's playing very far back. It's essentially a 3v1 if they take site quickly. But they don't know the Sova's there. Shaquille Oatmeal finally taken down by Misa. Turns around and gets it off. They're going to push over onto the Neon in main. Watchlist with the kill. Will be that Brimald coming through. Prevents that plan from... Diffuse from coming through, sorry. And Georgia Boy gets that 1 kill, but it's not enough to turn the round back into their favor. And now it's equalized at 2-2.
The 4K from Watch This coming out here, he really took charge of this... he really took charge of that round, and getting that kill onto Watch This was... Or getting that kill onto Clap was really good, too. That's why you... As you said, that's why you gotta check your angles, which this team is not really doing a lot. But one thing I'm kind of confused about is the box play from Shaquille Oatmeal. He was kind of just trapped there, and I feel like it would have been good, but he just needs to come out of there more explosively, and I'm not really sure if you can do that on Sova.
Yeah. Fighting words from Paul here in chat as they say in the previous round that they were only going to get 1 round, and now they're saying they'll only get 2. So, I'd love to see the confidence being kept up. This will be Mista probably holding down Showers, gets the long-range flash through. Just to deter Epsilon a little bit. Seeker around this corner.
Oh, no.
Gonna be Ratty with the Judge. Oh my. Gets the double. Gives the opportunity now for the defenders to rotate into position and potentially cut off this push before it even starts. As it's not full site control for the attackers. Lisa's gonna flash around the corner, force Epsilon away from Lamps. Gets taken down by the Judge, however, so... You know, you gotta take what you dish out, I suppose. It's a 3 versus 3 again, where Watch This pops the knives, gets the kill off onto Georgia Boy, and 2 more to follow it from the other members of the team. And another round to Catboy Inquisition. They're starting to get into their groove, really.
Yeah, the Judge is really lethal on this map. The first 3 kills were all of the Judge. It's really scary, especially as you're pushing up onto A. There's so many nooks and crannies that you can hide in. Especially when you're pushing into hookah, or even in long. There's so many places you can play with the Judge on this map, and I think it's pretty much one of its best maps.
Yeah, indeed. And I'm loving the match chat right now, but like you say, I think the Judge is a bit underrated. Maybe that's just my Iron Brain speaking, but... we'll see. I don't think anyone's going to be running the Judge this time around. In fact, no, Seeker is. And watch this with the Operator. Probably going to be able... Doesn't even need the Killjoy here to hold down B-site, I'm not going to lie. This Operator is enough to do it. However, they do have to keep an eye on Garden. That'll be... Killjoy dealing with that. Watch this, shoots the drone, misses our opportunity to kill off the KO. Still going to be watching that angle. And gets the kill off onto Clap. Good opening frag. As it's just some cross-site firing going on, Arrowheads goes down. Does deal some damage to Epsilon and Bloody, however, but this showstopper could be big. Doesn't actually catch. Watch this, however, as that'll be Mista falling. Watch this, tries to get the kill off with the Operator, but they're taken down. So much aggression from the attackers, and Neo will have the time of their life trying to clutch this one up.
He does have the Empress, though, and as people have said, the scariest thing in Valorant is an Empress Reina. Oh, behind you, dude.
Oh, well. Very scary, huh?
The second scariest thing is someone hiding in the corner that you didn't check.
Yeah,
but
I feel that's 9 play.
Yeah, it was a good round from Stimulus Package. They definitely got the picks they needed. But one thing is the AWP. The AWP is so scary when you're pushing into these sites. It's just like the Judge. Especially when you're holding A with the AWP. That can be really annoying as you're trying to push through heaven. And if you don't have smokes, then you could really be at the mercy of that AWP. The AWP play on B is a little bit questionable, but he did get a couple picks, so...
Yeah, those picks, though, weren't enough to make things theirs on that round, and they wouldn't be able to buy the Operator this time around. Clap pushing into Hookah now alongside the rest of their squad. Watch this, goes down, in fact, Bloody with the Operator this time around, and Epsilon already over nearby 2, but Arrowheads gets the kill off, has the mind to take them down. Neo as well with that kill onto Georgie Boy. Shaquille Oatmeal, though, gonna get down onto site and pick up 2. It's just the Astra here who has used the wall to try and get a retake. But they're playing with so many smokes in pretty much every entrance they can come from. That's the plant going down, and his post plant is gonna be deadly for this Astra to deal with.
wall is going down here, and we'll see what Seeker does. If he's actually going to play this, or if he's just going to save.
I would honestly say save is a smarter option, but you've always got to go for the clutch, right?
Oh.
I mean, not in that situation, I suppose, as Bloody gets the trade off. You do put a little bit of a dent into the attacker's economy, however, because Clap did go down.
That was really good from Shaquille Oatmeal. He picked up 2 kills there. He got some really valuable info on the people who were just in CT. He definitely spearheaded that round win, and that's how you. It's so fun whenever you pick up kills with the recon dart. You just see him out in the open, and you just spray through, and it's so nice.
Yeah, it's all the information game here, I suppose, and in the previous game from yesterday, Stimulus Package were probably a little bit worse in terms of their information gathering, but they are seeming to take it a bit slower in this match, as that's the Hellfire coming through from the Brimstone. Actually catches Seeker in Lamps. What a smart play, scouting them out and taking them out. And now, it's going to be Shaquille Oatmeal scouting the rest of site, but it is completely clear for them to get this plan through. The KO ultimate as well, the null command, popped just to protect Georgie Boy. And now they can play from main and get a great post plan.
Watch this on the flank.
Wow.
Behind you! Oh.
Unfortunate.
He's got a rifle now, and he's moving through his way, and he gets taken out by Georgie Boy. And I don't know what Catboy Inquisition wants to do here. It's just at the mercy of Epsilon's op skills. Oh.
Yeah, and funny you mentioned the op skills as well. Yesterday, I was kind of questioning the Neon picking up the op, but the mobility combined with the op is surprisingly powerful, and we saw it there, a 3k on the op for Epsilon. Does pass it off to Clap, of course. Probably wants to go with the overdrive this round.
It's passing out off to Bloody now. One thing I really liked about that round is the use of ults. Like, a lot of people like to use the Brim ult for post-plant, but it's really, really good if you force someone into a small area where they can't really get out. Another thing I like is the KO ult. Like, when you're pushing up on the site, or when you're retaking, the hack is so annoying to play against. There's no abilities, and you have to rely solely on your gunplay. And if it's not 100% on your gunplay, then that could mean you dying, and you losing the round.
Which, you know, did indeed happen, I suppose, is Stim Package now looking to... Okay, no, I thought they were going to push through Hookah onto B side, but they kind of get discouraged. Whether they rotate through Long or A. Okay, they're going to rotate through A. And Epsilon's going to lurk here, just dividing some attention across the sites.
Yeah, that TP is so annoying. Right when you think we've got him, we just got him cornered, and they just take the rotation out. But they do have someone...
Sky is here, though. I don't think anyone on Stimulus Package knows they're here, and they don't know the Jets Heaven either. As watch this, peeks out, takes out Shaquille with the wide swing, Seeker as well onto Epsilon. It's looking good for the Catboy Inquisition. As Georgia Boy also falls. I don't think Clap can make that clutch happen, as watch this with a 3k in this round. And that Nanoswarm is just going to eat away at Bloody, can't even escape. Seeker takes him out, and there's the round for Catboy Inquisition.
Yeah, the reposition of the op is definitely going to be annoying, especially when you're on defense. The thing there is, that was really good from Catboy Inquisition, that their duelists both have massive pick potential, and they really did help turn that fight, especially when they didn't really have the best retake.
Yeah, and now it's looking like a round where Epsilon will use the overdrive, because you're not going to play this round with just a classic. What do you think of this, like the strategy of using the overdrive?
I don't know, it's not really as reliable as it is with the operator, or with the chamber operator or the jet knives. But I think it can be utilized. Epsilon is really good at Neon, as we've seen, but we'll see how it plays out. Here we go.
Yep, here we go. The overdrive comes through, and they actually... Okay, that's interesting. They're going to get onto B site and completely take Arrowheads off guard now. Looking for the Sky, overthrew elbow. They take them down. Meester did not expect that at all. And the Neon popping off of the overdrive, so... I mean, we were kind of doubting it earlier on, but if you can make plays like that, it's absolutely brilliant. Now Bloody, with that kill onto Seeker, this probably just cements their advantage. Let's watch this. It's going to peek through the smoke. Do they know the Brim's elbow? I mean, they are watching it. They're going to try and save. Okay, they managed to get the save on the operator.
Yeah, they need the op if they're gonna need the op if they want to win these next 2 rounds.
Yeah, and they are just waiting for any lurkers on A site, but they're all over on B, so there's no threat there. And I think this is a smart play, honestly.
Yeah. Well, saving the op, especially when you're going up against a 2v5, is really smart. We'll see if Epsilon try and get some kill here. Oh.
That feeding, oh my. Oh, is the Brim gonna peek as well? No way. Oh, they get the kill onto Neo, though. Okay, I like that. It's a 1-for-1 trade at the end.
That was such a good play by Epsilon too. I just want to gush over that for a second. He used the wall to get on A, and then took the TP to B. And I don't know if the people on B knew that he was the one who took the TP, and he totally caught both Arrowheads and Meester off guard.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, it resulted in a round win for them, so you can't quite blame them. And now Epsilon has a very good economy under their belt too.
Yeah, I guess it can be used in place of an actual gun.
Epsilon is going to play in showers. Might get a bit overconfident, however. You can see them trying to peek through. They do manage to kill off Meester, so I guess it's not misplaced aggression. The site is now clear. They're going to get the plant through. But that is Clap with the kill onto Neo, and whoa, the Neon TP through to B site. That's interesting because no one's there. They're going to go on the long flank and wait for the... Oh, they're going to try and flank the Jet. The Jet doesn't know, I think.
I don't think the KJ knows either. Oh, that's so
Watch
tough.
this. And it looks like Epsilon's just going to camp for exit kills, I think. Good scouting from Clap to buy some time.
Oh,
Being the operator as well, Georgie Boy takes him out. Didn't pick up the operator, surprisingly, but
behind you!
still a round win.
Arrowheads.
So tough. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Others gonna be taken down here too. Oh, Arrowheads?
Okay. 1-for-1 trade, we take those.
Yeah. I'm now I don't think he can buy. I think he just made a really bad mistake dying to that bomb there, because he doesn't have a gun for this next round, or he doesn't have a rifle for this next round.
Yeah, and now... I mean, they're gonna buy the Spectre at least? I think it's okay. Because the main thing you're gonna get out of Killjoy is the utility here. As long as you're playing those close angles, the Spectre is... It's not great, but it's alright.
Yeah, Catboy Inquisition has got a lot of ults here. If they play this right, they probably don't even need real guns. Like the Astral Wall and the Lockdown and the Empress can be used really well for retake. Or the Empress or the Jet Knives can be used really well just to get some good pick potential. Oh, okay, there goes the Empress.
No way Neo dies to that. As Epsilon just pushing in, taking down the Lockdown.
He's got zero fear in his eyes.
Yeah, exactly. They need to completely peek their Jet Knives as well with the Odin. This is inspirational gameplay from Epsilon, and now they're just going to back up into Garden because of that Astro Wall. A lot of stuff happening as that's the Hunter's Fury going to force away the Jet. Sorry. So, yeah, another one with a nade, and
wait,
I mean,
watch
this, trying to come back with the clutch, potentially. But no, doesn't quite happen as Clap gets the kill. 8-4 at the half. This is looking good for Stimulus Package.
Switching sides.
A little bit of a tactical post-round spray there from Epsilon.
Yep.
That was a very good half from Stimulus Package. They've really gotten to sight well. But the thing about Neon is she's not really good at defense. Like, her wall is a little bit useless, except if you're retaking. So unless Epsilon has got some good aim, good pick potential, then I'm not sure how this next half is going to go for Stimulus Package.
Again, like I said, I think way back at the start, it depends on how they play this Neon. Like we predicted, they're going to be over on B site, and they can zoom around, they can control a lot of angles pretty easily with the correct information. That's the thing. Epsilon's the only one on B site, as everyone's going to be rushing A, it appears. And that is a very quick rush. Oh my, this is looking like a massacre for Catboy, as they are just going to push in Neo with the 3K classic. Those right clicks are overpowered. Epsilon on the flank, though, they can get some ratty kills. The Killjoy gonna put that turret down, but they don't know! Epsilon gets the kill off onto them. Gonna try and peek out onto Meester as well, using all that utility just to get this kill through. And they somehow still miss. They whiff the shots. And that's Epsilon going down. Round goes to Catboy.
That's so tough. I don't really like that from Stimulus Package. The plan was there. Like, I could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to let Epsilon flank, and while the other 4 just, you know, did their thing. But 2 of Stimulus Package just jumped into the line of fire, and pretty much the whole of Stimulus Package didn't take the fight together. They just kind of jumped into the horde of Catboy Inquisition that was pushing onto the site. And that's gotta be tough if you're Stimulus Package. They are gonna be sending another one onto B now.
Yeah, it's more of a standard setup, but it's still the same 5-stack over onto A site from Catboy Inquisition. And it's going to be the flank from Georgie Boy. They're playing that ratty corner over by U-Haul. It will be Bloody and Clap, however, going down, so the attackers have the opportunity to start pressing forward. We'll get that plant through. And it's actually going to be a bit of a tricky situation for Shaquille Oatmeal, because look at where they are.
Oh,
nice
no.
Kill. Yep. Love to see it. And 2 to 3 now on the board. Is that Seeker getting the kill from Shaquille O'Neal? So 1 versus 2. Killjoy has to try and lock this down, but they can't do it because they can't peek this. I've threaded the Brimstone. They're going to take him out. Good stuff from Georgie Boy there. And that'll be the defuse.
A 3K from Georgie Boy there. He played that. Him and Epsilon played that really well. But the thing there is the raise utility. You really can't waste that. You pretty much only got 1 shot to use it, and especially if they're either pushing through hookah or if they're pushing through a main, it becomes really lethal. But you have to know the right time to use it, because you don't want to use it too early or too late, because either they're not on site yet, or they're just trying to force out util, or they're already on site, and you can't really get a whole bunch of them grouped up together to get that massive damage or even a couple of kills.
Indeed, and it's going to be a B-site stack. Epsilon gets all that information very early, as it's going to be a 4-man stack through Teleporter. What is that? They absolutely massacred the Catboy Inquisition. Oh my. Yeah, not much of an Inquisition now, is it?
It's more of a pile of bodies. I don't think they expected that at all. That was such a smart play from Stimulus Package. They were all pushing up through B, and they had no time to look at the teleporter. They just popped right out and just slaughtered Catboy Inquisition. That was really good from Stimulus Package.
And it's one of those high-risk, high-reward plays that you love to see as well in these Valorant games. Is you can't always play safe, right? You can't always check every corner. So why not just run it down mid sometimes and see if it works? And that situation, it does for Stimulus Package. 1-for-1 trade over on the A site, so it's going to be Epsilon going on one of these long flanks again. And somehow Georgie Boy holding this corner alone. Oh, stunned up by the dog, though. They just get their bearings in time, but not enough. As Watchlist takes him out with the Vandal. Never going to win that Spectre versus Vandal duel anyway, as Watchlist gets another kill onto Clap. Now has control of the site. And Epsilon is on the flank in showers. Killjoy knows they're there. Do you get punished for that? But now everyone knows that Epsilon's going to be pushing through showers, and the Jet is right around the corner. The overdrive? Epsilon still playing safe with it. That's disciplined, but they don't realize there's someone behind them, and that's Watchlist spraying and praying their way to the round victory.
He did whiff that spray a little bit. That's really tough from Georgie Boy. He got killed. One of the reasons he got killed was because of the reload. You really have to know the right time to reload. And as you can see, he reloaded and he still had about 20 bullets in his mag, and that kind of got him killed there. Maybe Watchlist still would have tapped him, but it did definitely prevent him from getting some good damage onto him.
Yeah, Georgie Boy still living in the Call of Duty days, apparently. This will be the Astra setting up over again towards A site. This is going to be a hard rush. That's very good for forcing the positioning. However, watch this, forced to peek into U-Haul and gets taken down. Good stuff from Georgie Boy. Again, that brilliant usage you mentioned before of that Brimstone ultimate, it comes through there. Not using it for the post plan, but instead to get a kill off. And it's going to be the rotation from Catboy Inquisition, but everyone already has mind of this as Epsilon and I think that's Shaquille O'Neal get over there, yeah. But they get taken down anyway.
A lockdown here is going to be really good to push on the site.
Neil, no.
Oh!
No one's gonna get caught by that lockdown, but now it's the retake.
This is going to be really tough. I'm not sure that they have the util to get on here. Popping the jellies.
Jellies? You mean cabbages? Anyway, Neo gonna take out Clap there with the headshot as Bloody just straight onto arrowheads. Looking to make this round theirs potentially and clutch it up. This Raynor probably not going to be utilized though. They're just going to play for time. The Rays can't really get much done. Trying to get a fancy rollout onto the side, but Neo's going to take him down with the 4K in that round. This is going pretty close now.
Yeah. Catboy Inquisition definitely pulling back those 2 rounds that they lost earlier this round. And the thing I like about Catboy Inquisition is the ults they have coming up. The Jet Knives and the Empress and the Astral Wall, they can all be so annoying when you're trying to defend. Just incoming damage, just Neo could just be unstoppable when he's trying to push through. Especially that quick plant that you can get out of that Astral Wall. They don't really have much in the way of countering that. Maybe they can showstopper, but I'm not really sure about how they're going to use the Sova ult here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but trades over in showers as Georgie Boy takes out Meester, but Neo pushes out and actually falls to Epsilon. This is going to be the plant now from Arrowheads as Watch This watches showers and gets the kill off with it. Georgie Boy is cognizant of that fact. And actually, the defenders have a pretty solid control over the site. And Jet, behind you! Oh, they're going to get taken out by Shaquille O'Neal anyway. But now the defender's in prime position to get this defuse through. They just need to force away Seeker. And they all do that with a drone. That's the...
Oh, that's so tough.
Hunter's Fury, and no one can get into position to deal with that. Oh my, good stuff coming through with the Thrifty. And there was that attempt at the post plant from Arrowheads, didn't quite work out.
It's so tough. You have to know when to pop the lockdown. Like, playing with your post plant utility is really hard because you don't know when they get faked. A lot of people, it looks like there's a skin trade going on here. A lot of people don't really know when to do it because a lot of people in lower ranks fake a lot, and especially when you just waste this util when people fake. It's really annoying, and it's just a waste that you can be using to ward them off point.
Oh my, the stuns, the flashes, the smokes, everything's happening over on B short. As that's... Watch this. Gonna back up a little bit, and it looks like they want to draw their attention over to the A site, potentially slow rotating over. That's exactly what they're gonna do. The Reyna can lurk, though.
Yeah. Looks like she's gonna try and force her way up long, try and get a couple of these picks who are moving over to A. If they want to do that, they need to make some noise on A.
Tricky stuff from Watch This. Almost gets picked off with the over-aggressive play.
Oh,
Still
Neo
2 players
falls.
here on the site. As Epsilon takes out Neo, Bloody onto Watch This. It's looking good for the defenders here, but somehow the attackers getting this plant through, potentially. Still being disrupted by Bloody, however, they keep peeking the plant. They're going to go down to it. Arrowheads just trade it out, but I think the defenders are still in a prime position to win this round out, and that's exactly what they do. Now they are at a match point.
When you're... It's match point now, so you have to wonder what you're going to do. You have to just get on site. You have to just not play... You can do... Oh, yeah, sorry. We can do 2 things. You can either just rush on the site, and you can do that when you have lockdown, or you have the Astral Wall. In this case, they don't have the Astral Wall, but they do have the lockdown. Or you can play for picks, which is what I like from a couple members. Maybe Watch This, maybe Neo, but I'm not really sure about any of the others. Maybe you could use that Astral Pole, or try and get a flash on if they're camping the garden, but I'm not really sure what they're going to do.
Bloody going hyper-aggressive with this showstopper, but it doesn't matter because everyone is
going
playing
the wrong way.
over in lobby, yeah. I'm not sure exactly why they're all there. But Georgie Boy is ready to assassinate them in showers as there's a trade going through over in lobby. Clap does get the kill off onto Seeker, and Meester goes down as well. However, watch this in Neo. Not ready to go down without a fight. As that's Georgie Boy backing up, going to go over to main. The spike is still there, near cave. And the Rays going to get that long-range kill off onto them. Going to clear it with the nade as well, but Georgie Boy wide swings it, gets the kill through, and that's the match going to Stimulus Package. Catboy Inquisition going home, and Stimulus Package moving ahead to the playoffs.
They really did have a promising defense round there for a little bit, but it just kind of fell apart as quickly it was put together. And that does mean that Stimulus Package will be moving on to the playoffs, and Catboy Inquisition is eliminated.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's, I mean, hey, my prediction came true, so love to see that, but yeah, I think that was a pretty deserved win from Stimulus Package. So many players were constantly putting up a consistent performance, not just Epsilon, because we can talk about Epsilon all day. Georgie Boy, I want to mention, really came into their own, not just with his Brimstone ultimates, but towards the end, taking some brilliant peaks, and actually the winning one of the game as well.
Yeah, he was really versatile with that meteor trick. He was using it a lot to get some really good picks on the people in Lamps and Hookah, like I said. Overall, just a really great match from everyone. Not just on Stimulus Package, but on Catboy Inquisition as well.
Yeah, indeed. Cowboy Inquisition had some pretty pop-off players, like we said before. Neo and Watch This, those two players were putting up a great performance. Obviously, they fell short just a little bit towards the end, but either way, they did put up a great showing, and, you know, it appears actually we're going to be getting an interview with some players, assuming those would be the Stimulus Package interviews, as we'll look at the standings for Group A as well. Like we just said, it's a Stimulus Package and Redhawks are getting that W, going ahead to the playoff rounds. And Cowboy Inquisition, they put up a valiant fight, but they'll be going home.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be up against the Stormtroopers in the quarterfinals here. I think, yeah, and then the winner of that will be playing the leader of Group B, #1, and the runner-up of Group C.
Yeah, indeed, and I'm very excited to see how this entire bracket shapes up, to be honest. We've already got one of our matchups, but we're going to see the others, you know, in just a little while as well. We've got a ton more matches coming up. That being said, I'm pretty sure we're getting an interview with Mude, which is, I believe, Neo. Yeah, so we're getting an interview with Neo, apparently. What do you think of that? Because Neo is one of the, obviously, the losing players, but they played really well.
Yeah, well, he was one of the throwers I mentioned, so, you know, he had to lose, you know. It's just my intuition told me, oh, Neo is just going to int this game, and, but no, he played well. I did like his Reyna. He was getting good picks, but he just, unfortunately, didn't utilize his Empress as well as he wanted to. Like, in the last round when he was defending, he got, unfortunately, picked by that Raze nade, and he wasn't really getting, as he tried to clean up a fight, I remember, he got absolutely owned. It was just kind of a tough time for him, but he still played well.
Yeah, oftentimes you want your Reyna, especially because you don't have much utility value, you want that Reyna popping off, you want them getting value out of the Liz, out of the Empress, and hey, that almost happened, but unfortunately, they fell short on a couple too many peaks. I want to throw your mind back to pretty early rounds where they got absolutely assassinated on a retake, where they could have 1v3 clutched it just because they didn't peek a corner, and that's what it comes down to, checking your corners. You got to be consistent even if you are a duelist player. That being said, we are going to throw it to a short break before our next match. We got no interviews with Neo, I'm pretty sure they're not down for that. So yeah, I'm not sure what our next match will be, but stay tuned for it.
Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA. Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA. Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA. Nexus, LSD, TCB, MDMA.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
So I don't want to freak you out, but I can see inside your room from the street. Get some blinds and call me back. Or just come outside because I'm here right now. Alright. Bye. Nightfall, slow motion, and I shouldn't be here. I know. How about we don't think for once? Just move with me. How about we just say what we want on the count of three? I'm outside and I don't wanna escape. Ghosts are all around. Been down the darkest road. I know that it's true. So throw your dirt at me and make it look brand new. They all know my name. Not an easy shot. Turn these tears into gold. They shine like what I've lost. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look at where I am now. We can break the cycle. Find my own way out. With the light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't give up myself.
Welcome, folks, back to the Victory Valorant Invitational. We've got the second game of today coming to you. It's going to be ExtraButtaDog versus ISO. Two very interesting teams to be looking at here because both of them won their matches yesterday. Snick, what are we expecting coming out of these teams?
I think, since they both faced up against Lotus DPS, I think we have a fairly close game in store. On the side of ISO, we are going to be seeing some substitutions, specifically Ryan, who actually ended up top fragging in their game last night. He went 24 and 18 overall, and was actually a top fragger in the whole game. He will be getting subbed out, as will Popcorn God. So it's going to be really interesting to see how these new players end up affecting ISO. And keep in mind that these are ringers, these aren't just another part of the ISO roster.
Yeah, absolutely. These are ringers coming from, I believe, Los Estupidos, right? They were the team that got knocked out, so a bit of a second wind for Caden and Promise. What I'm interested to see is whether this kind of substitution is going to affect the synergy at all, right? Because naturally, taking out Teku's IRLs from Teku's team and then putting in two random players from one of their previous teams that they went against might pose a bit of an issue in terms of the play style and how they've been practicing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, if we look at ExtraButtaDog, they've got Tree Guy, Fish, Invictus, Konig, Storm, and Navino. So, do they have any ringers? I don't think so, right?
ExtraButtaDog do not have any ringers, no, so
Alright.
hopefully they'll be able to advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, they have a full game with 100% of their team under their belts, and ISO, they're only going to be having 60% of their team really on track for this one. So I think, especially on a map like Fault, which is what it's going to end up being, on that map, it can get very tricky very quickly. So I think that those missing comms could prove to be fatal. But they are still Valorant players, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can adapt to a new team environment very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to. You know, Valorant players are playing with different players in their competitive queues every single day, so you've got to be expected to be able to at least get some kind of standardized call-out system going. Got to be expected as well to really build up some synergy as the game goes on as well. It's critical that you mentioned there Fracture as our map, right? Because this is a very interesting map that I don't think any other team has picked so far in this tournament. I'm very excited to see it, other than the fact that it's one of the more hated maps currently in Valorant.
Yeah, like when I heard Fracture, I was automatically interested in what thinking went into that pick.
Yeah.
Because you often hear people complain about it in ranked. It's as bad as Icebox, people like to dodge it. So unless they're just trying to get under the skin of the other teams, and who knows, this could be like a very niche pick, something that they've practiced on a lot. So it's gonna be interesting to see like if they really utilize the map well and really fracture the enemy team's gameplay.
Oh my. Yeah, exactly. That's what it comes down to. And obviously, map picks on Fracture are going to be interesting, right? Because there's, I think, not really, at least not in my games, I don't know about you, but it's not quite an established meta for what people like to play. I've seen Neons on Fracture, I've seen Chambers on Fracture, I've seen Yorus on Fracture. What are we actually thinking we're going to see? I know we'll obviously see like an Astra or a Viper or something like that, maybe a Killjoy that we saw last game. Other than that, do you think there's going to be any interesting picks?
I mean, I can't really say for sure. I think it might be a very duelist heavy map, however, just because not a lot of huge sight lines, it's kind of close quarters. So we might be seeing more people trying to play their own game than expected.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of, I think, individualistic playstyles we're going to see come to fruition today, especially given the, you know, if you're playing like a Raze or a Jet or something like that. There's a lot of really easy angle clears you can get on that entry to the site, whether it be B or A. I'd say A is a little bit of a harder one to push unless you're pushing, unless you're pushing from Dish as an attacker. I find the pushing from Dish is pretty easy on A. But we'll see. We are going to obviously see one of these teams get the better seeding coming out of this match. The winner, I believe, actually gets the better seed. That would make sense. And the loser, while they don't get quite eliminated from the group or anything like that, do have the worst seed, and they will have to actually play against Redhawks, as you see there.
Yeah, this is Group B, so one team's going to be going up against Redhawks, and then the other team will be going up against the second seed from Group C, which will...
Which we don't know yet.
Yeah, it looks like it could be really anyone, with It's Official being 1-0, the Mahir Appreciation Society being 1-1, and 100 Treks being 0-1. So if all of these teams go 1-1, then we are going to have some tiebreaker stuff going on.
Yeah. And we do actually... so we actually have the exact kind of matchup, I guess, intricacies going on here. So it's official, if they win with any score, they get first place. But if 100 T-Rex win, it gets a little bit dicey because they need to win by at least 3 in order to get first seed. Otherwise, they are guaranteed to have third seed. That's on the B stream, of course, and frankly, that should be on the A stream because that is going to be one heck of a banger.
Yeah, that match can definitely have large implications on this tournament.
Yeah, and obviously the winner, sorry, wait, is it the winner or the loser of that game that goes up against the winner here? I think it'd be the loser of that game, right? So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what happens in that Group C, especially regarding the winner of this game.
Yeah, and honestly, if I'm the team that ends up going up against Redhawks, I think I might be kind of scared. So far, they're 2-0, played both of their games last night, took down Stimulus Package and Catboy Inquisition. They clinched their group very easily. So I think that both teams are going to be having their try-hard pants on for this game, really trying to secure that first seed to hopefully not go up against the Redhawks.
Yeah, exactly. The Redhawks were pretty deadly yesterday. I saw them play. They were able to deal with Epsilon's Neon, which is a pretty big feat, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you watched the last game, but Epsilon's Neon last game was absolutely brilliant for Stimulus Package, so being able to beat something of that caliber, you've got to be proud of that. Redhawks is a scary team to be going against, and we'll see, obviously, out of the loser and winner of this game, who goes against Redhawks. That being said, we are going to get some predictions going on who we think is going to be winning this game and who, unfortunately, will be losing and going against Redhawks. You can go first.
Alright, so I was able to cast an ISO game last night versus Los Estúpidos. Wasn't able to catch the ExtraButtaDog game, but ISO, they never really had a clear point in their game where they came out ahead, whereas ExtraButtaDog, they won, I believe, 13-4. So I'm gonna have to be going with ExtraButtaDog to win this, just based off of previous results and the fact that they just had a better record against Los Estúpidos. It's the same exact team that ISO played, and I think we might be seeing some similar results in this game.
Well, I actually have a bit of an anti-prediction for you. I'm going to pick ISO based on that because, you know how we mentioned those ringers, how those were IRLs? Well, clearly if they're IRL, they're touching grass, and you all know Valorant players can't touch grass. With them gone, I think ISO will be taking the dub today.
You know, I gotta say, that's a good point, because grass, I can look out my window right now, I see a lot of it. If you can't even touch grass, then I'm not sure about your Valorant gameplay. So, it's kind of wet outside, but still, it takes a true man to get out of his $400 gaming chair and go touch grass. So, I think you might be making a point about those ringers.
Yeah, exactly. So I think ISO will be taking the dub. But on a more serious note, it is going to be tricky for them. Ryan, the MVP from yesterday, like you say, the top fragger, is gone out of their lineup, replaced by Kaden and Promise. Obviously, Popcorn God is the other player that also is being ringed for. But I think ISO can really adapt and make use of those ringers pretty well. It really is just a toss-up though, because we don't know how those ringers are going to perform. Given that they were on the losing team against both of these teams, they're probably a bit lower quality than the previous players they're replacing, but I believe in the ringer buff.
Yeah, I think
If that exists.
Yeah.
I don't know if it exists or not, but
It could be interesting to see if the ringers bring some Estupidous strats over to ISO, and if those strats, and both these teams went up against those Estupidous, so ExtraButtaDogs, they might kind of be knowing what to expect if those Los Estupidous strats come out. Now, were they very good? Maybe not, based on their results, but it could still be like a surprise to see some interesting gameplay.
I mean, it bagged them 9 rounds against ISO and 4 against ButtaDog. It can't be that bad, right? I'm sure it'll be a breath of fresh air, I think, to ISO to get a different perspective on things as well, bring some of those strategies over. And like we said before, maybe it might just be... obviously, maybe it might actually be an advantage to have those ringers in. Maybe they'll play better than the players they're replacing. We don't know. It's a bit of a toss-up. We saw them yesterday. They did put up a good performance against ISO. And that's the thing as well. These ringers know how ISO plays because they played against them. Having that outside perspective, I think, will be crucial. I can say right now, as someone who's rang for a team that's previously played against their own team, that it is very crucial to be able to know what it looks like from the other end.
Yeah, I think that you make a good point there. Since the ISO game was very close last night, the Estupidous players might be able to say, hey, y'all were kind of Estupidous by doing this last night, so maybe don't do this tonight.
Yeah, potentially. Like you say, it's that outside perspective you've got to have. And of course, Fracture going to be our map. We've got the draft phase coming through, and off the bat, we're seeing an insta-lock of a full composition by the defending side. And ExtraButtaDog, I like what they're putting up here. The KO is going to be great on sites like B site. You can pretty much clear arcade or main very easily. Viper can hold down A site extremely effectively, or if you want to swap that around, KO on A, Viper on B, doesn't matter because either of them are really good at holding down a site or gathering information on an area. The Brimstone as well, just for some extra smokes. It's going to be very hard, I think, for the attackers to get in there and make an engage happen with so many smokes, so many Viper walls, the Raise Nade. There's a lot to play into here.
Yeah, I think that the blue team here, I believe that is ButtaDogs, they have the defense first, so I think they lock that double controllers, knowing that they could hard snowball their defender side and hopefully not have to play too many rounds on the attack. Because that defense looks incredibly scary, especially when the attackers, they don't even have a smoke. Oh wait, never mind. They have an Astra.
Yeah, they have an Astra, which, as we know, is a bit of a broken champion at the minute, or agent, sorry, League of Legends brain talking. But yeah, I think Stratocaster, if they can put up a great performance on the Astra, it can break open a site very easily. What do you do if a Viper's holding down an angle and has a million smokes to stop you from pushing it? Just pull them out of the way, make them vulnerable, and kill them off with a pistol. It's that easy, and that should net them potentially the pistol rounds here.
Yeah, and it looks like Caden, I think he actually selected the wrong hero. He says he's on Junkrat. You know, maybe just the female version of Junkrat, or he just misclicked in champion select. I'm not too sure.
I mean, listen, Junkrat, you know, I can get behind Junkrat players, but Raze players, I don't like them as much. It's going to be an A-site push, though, so the Raze can get a lot of value here on a serious note.
Yeah, you've got all 5 members there, and 3 from ButterDogs on B, but a flank might actually come through. Oh, that door opened, so I'm not sure if that was intentional. Spots Fish. And yeah, they know where they are now. The flank coming out from the Raze of ButterDogs, he's going to be there soon. As ButterDogs trying to push through to short. Oh, Fish not actually caught out there, despite some poor positioning. Server drone trying to scout some, but they're just giving ISO too much time here. Oh, Teku taken super low. And the Raze can be abandoning the flank, kind of. Yeah,
Maybe
they're
not,
really
though.
just playing for the last minute. Oh, that's a huge kill for Navino. 40 seconds left. So
nice
many
that flank.
tricks, yeah. There were 2 people on the flank, but Teku, oh, that's a 3k from Navino, but everyone's kind of low, and ButterDog's looking for Strato. I don't think they know he's there.
He does his little dancey dance.
Oh,
One enemy
yeah.
remaining.
Get
No
Storm.
way.
Look at the HP of everyone.
10
Huge
seconds
flash.
left.
No, Navino.
Yeah.
Strato pulls it out in the 1v2.
Yeah, what a play from Stratocaster, really waiting it out, and even though they made a bit of a mistake by rushing over towards the site as that flash came through, it still went out well for them. I honestly think that ISO should not have won that round, though. There was being way too much space being given over by ExtraButtaDog. They were just waiting and holding those angles. They could have just pushed and pincered in. They had 2 people on each angle and 1 from heaven. That would have been absolutely brilliant to just push in on. ISO given too much space and time. And Stratocaster obviously clutching up at the end as well. Good stuff.
Yeah. And Promise is going to be utilizing those zip lines in the middle of the map. So it looks like a B push for ISO. But Koenig is watching for Promise. The Marshal, oh, Promise doesn't see him. This could be a huge kill for Koenig. Oh, nice headshot from Promise. As that's 2 dead on the B site, 3 dead on the B site, and ISO should be taking this round, some flankers, some ExtraButtaDog. But I think the Cypher spotted them. Yeah. Kimorn, a classic here. Should probably just play it defensively, try not to die and give them that gold that they definitely want. But Fish. Okay. Promise gets a 3k with the Marshal. Some good marshalling.
Yeah, Promise. I mean, showing some promise on that Marshall pick, and they'll probably get an operator a bit later on as well. Now it's going to be a bonus round for ISO, and I mean, a couple of them died, so they're going to have to rebuy. Looks like they'll probably go for those rifle rebuys, and then they'll have a great round after this. Even if they lose, in terms of economy, what I want to say is that those entry frags were absolutely brilliant from Promise and over in A main as well. If ISO can keep doing that and actually play fast, unlike they did on A side before, I think they're prepping themselves pretty well for this round.
Yeah, and a bit of a late zipline coming out from the Cypher, but they are going to try and pincer to A site. It's just a Viper, but Viper has so much utility to where you might only need a Viper. But can he survive against 5 members of ISO all alone? It's going to be the question. Drone, not going to end up finding anything. One way is set up, which is kind of going to gut any hopes that Promise had of a headshot. And it looks like they're going to be trying to find a Viper on site, but King Invictus going to be able to take out Caden. And Fish gets a kill as well. And ISO's push, the spike is just stuck on site there, but they don't know about the flankers. That's what makes noise. And flawless round from ExtraButtaDogs. The flankers It's a bit too late coming in after everyone already died with the spike exposed on site.
Yep, exactly, and that's the kind of round you need for ExtraButtaDog, right? Now they've kind of dented the economy of ISO a little bit. If they can pull off strats like that again, where they just hold their angles, they get a bit of a sneaky flank through to get a kill, and then they make the enemy team panic. That's what ExtraButtaDog need, and with full rifle buy and ISO not having that luxury, Tech having to buy the Ares, it's going to be a good round for them, I would assume, but you never know.
Yeah, looks like a B push. And the Sova gonna be crossing his up line again. Victus finds a kill, Navino trades him out. Is already 2 members of ISO dead. And they're not really sure where they want to go, as you have Promise heavily pushed up, and then the rest of his team kind of backing away, holding down.
Koenig.
Nothing. Oh,
The timing.
yeah. Getting shot from behind there. Promise has to eat to escape the deadly eyes of fish. Yeah, and can use both his smokes and try to go on a flank here on height. Caden, super low, not able to get a kill. Spike goes down. Teku and Promise are both going to get a kill. And all of a sudden this turned for ISO, and Promise nabs himself a 3k.
Yeah, Promise again pulling out a 3k to bag ISO the round. It was looking favoured, I think, towards ExtraButtaDog just a little bit. Koenig obviously not able to deal with that kill that came through previously. And that was, I think, where it turned around for ISO. You saw them kind of not being aware that there was someone behind them. That allowed Promise to get some presence over in Arcade. And then they took Heaven, which is where it all went correct for them, because no one expects someone coming from Heaven in that position. ExtraButtaDog needs to be more wary of that in the future. Promise is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and the breach concussion is used fairly early, and no one's going to push up on it, so it's just kind of a wasted ability. And once again, a slow push. It looks like Teku might try to find a pick off onto Fish on A. And Promise, make sure you clear this corner. Koenig finds one. Will finally get Promise. Avenges the bullet he took in the back last round. And Sova ult from, I believe, Teku. Won't be finding any kills. Raise on ExtraButtaDog's very low. And they're trying to make their push right now as ISO onto the B site. Just Strato and his Cypher. Victus caught out as he tries to peek. Oh, that's a huge breach ult. Finds Chimarin and finds a lot of Strato's HP. And that might just turn this around in favor of ExtraButtaDogs. As a 2v3 and Strato is very low on HP. But he's gonna find Fish. Might be looking for an ace, but Storm takes him down. Teku versus Storm. Storm is so low. Oh, that's a big flash. And with 2 HP, Storm's gonna clutch it out against Teku, despite a 3k from Strato there.
Yeah, not quite 1 HP in a dream, but I think 2 HP in a dream does the trick for them there. Storm comes up with that little bit of a clutch. ISO were playing extremely slow. They had the opportunity to plant on site for quite some time there. Couldn't quite get it through. And that breach ult was great as well from Koenig. While it didn't pick up too many kills, it killed 1. It forced everyone else out of position off of the site, cleared it off. That allows ExtraButtaDog to come back into that.
Yeah, and ISO, they're just kind of having a little party in their spawn. Jet ult comes out from Promise as Storm tries to get a kill through a door, but they know exactly where he is. And I think Storm knows exactly where they are now. Gonna take a lot of damage just to use some util. Teku gonna push up alone. Might just be the sacrificial lamb to fake the A push, as the rest of ISO is rotating over towards B. Teku, I think he's gotta make some noise here. Try and convince them that they're still on the A site. Yeah, it looks like ExtraButtaDogs, they know exactly what's going on here. As the Ray is going to be heading over to the B side to assist his teammates. And so is the KO. Teku actually finds Fish, which is going to force the rotation out from KO. But as Teku dies,
Spike
Storm's
down,
now
B.
going to be heading over to help his team. Navino,
One
once
enemy
again,
remaining.
2 bullets and 2 kills. Evictus finds Chimmern, and this will be ExtraButtaDogs taking the round with,
Hey, don't count him out just yet.
I mean,
30 seconds.
Always possible. Especially the low
Yeah.
HP. Look, 3 low HP members.
and Caden finds Victus, but I think Victus did just enough, taking Caden down to 11 HP. Eeks, and Koenig says, no, you're not going to peek me today, and sends him to the grave. Tied up 3-3, and kind of send the economy of ISO shambles if they don't win this round.
Yep, indeed. And ISO, this is the round. They wouldn't even have a proper full buy this round because they don't have the funds for that. I would expect them to either half buy or full save. Looks like they're going to do a mix. They're going to buy a bunch of Sheriffs and see what they can get done. To be fair, Sheriff is basically a Vandal if you're close enough and if you can one-tap well.
Yeah, as someone who's never close enough and can't one-tap well, not really a Vandal in my experience, but I assume these players, they've probably played more of this game than me. I just play Overwatch. And they're going to be going on the full A site flank. Just leaving Promise to, I guess, try and find an entry frag. And yeah, they're not expecting this. And I think they know exactly what's going on now. Storm and Strata exchanging some shots. And you're not really seeing any full rotations yet from ExtraButtaDogs. As Caden dies, you might start to. Fish spotted by Promise, not able to get the kill with the one-way though. Promise gonna try and get a little bit cheeky. And ISO just gonna be holding their ground right now. Not really something that you want to be doing unless they have some big plans. Sobalt from Teku finds Fish, and that might be opening up the site. Full rotations come in. They've got to go right now while not everyone's there. But they're just holding.
30 seconds left.
A lot of util on site. Strato drops and gets taken out by Storm. Promise finds Storm though.
Last player
Caught out on
standing.
site. Victus with
Spike
2.
down, A.
And Teku! Oh, Teku.
Yeah, Teku saying laptop diff. I think that's more of just a Teku diff, and not the good kind.
Yeah.
As that is another round going to ExtraButtaDog. And you were mentioning how ISO needed to kind of play fast there and try and get onto site. They couldn't. The KO was holding right below that high ground. If anyone goes down, they get sprayed by that Vandal. And that's a problem when you're playing full Sheriff against full Rifle. You're not able to really progress as fast as you'd like to. You're just planning to try and make a dent in the economy. Unfortunately, they didn't get the round win, so it didn't really matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the economy of ISO, it's still kind of the same as if they would have full bought the last round. So it's hard to say whether their Sheriff plan really worked. And another slow push, this time looking like the B site, which can be heavily guarded by ExtraButtaDogs, especially with, I believe, Storm kind of just lurking around, just waiting for a head so that he can know exactly which site he needs to be on.
Yeah, and it's a slow play here that ISO need. You see them actually rotate through Arcade completely freely. I don't think Navino will expect this.
Yeah, and they have birds on both sides trying to set up a pincer here. And can Navino find a kill? He can't, but he will be doing some nice damage onto, I believe, Chimmeren and Promise. So that could make them scared. Hayden finds Navino, I think, yeah, just sitting in a corner. And the plant comes through. Promise with another on low HP
planted.
with the spike in his hands. Not really sure where that plant is, but Fish finds Chimmeren. This could open up the site as the Brimstone smoke's coming from Koenig. Caden just lurking through the smokes, gonna get found out by Koenig. Fish finds Teku. All of a sudden, very winnable for ExtraButtaDogs, but they've got some members on low HP. Astrowall from ISO, they're still committed. Strato finds a big kill there with the Astrowall. Is it gonna matter as Promise finds one but gets taken down by Koenig? Close round, and I like the play from ISO, but yeah, it just won't pay off.
Yeah, indeed. ISO Again, they try and play slow, they try and progress their way towards the site, but in doing so, they expend way too many resources trying to get there. As that's another defuse for ExtraButtaDog. They just re-engaged slowly, took their time. They waited for Caden, I think, as well, to make the mistake, right? One of the subs we were talking about just pushes through that one gap in the smoke where that Viper was able to push out, get that kill, Fish, bagging ExtraButtaDog, potentially the round with that kill. Ray stays alive, you're able to get off potentially an ult at some point if you get an extra kill, so a bit unfortunate for them there, but now they got chances over on, looks like the A side.
Yeah, and I think like you said, oh, Fish finds 2.
And the
And,
ult.
yeah, he wasn't able to find the spike though, but he will be finding a 3rd kill on the Promise.
Ace?
Gonna be taking a very aggro angle. He wants the ace.
Remaining.
Finds one. No, he had to reload.
Spawn.
Runs out of bullets. He didn't have the infinite magazine hack. Rookie mistake on his end. Storm gets a orb. And I think Caden's gonna be able to plant it.
The Brim, though.
Yeah. He's definitely... I don't think he wins it, but he might just try and get some money. But Koenig says, nah. And I think that's 5 rounds straight for ExtraButtaDogs. ISO is gonna have to start pulling something off.
Well, that last round was a save round, so now they have the opportunity to buy some rifles. It won't be a full buy here for Teku because they don't have the funds for that. They're probably just going to buy like a Bulldog or a Spectre or something like that. You don't need the full weapons though. You've got 4 rifles. That's pretty much enough to contend with what ExtraButtaDog are going to put out. However, it's going to take multiple rounds to put a dent into ExtraButtaDog's economy. Look at how much money they're sporting.
Yeah. And with the Razor, you know, it's kind of just like an extra AR, but it takes less skill. That's a huge nade, though.
Oh,
But, oh yeah, that is a huge
avoided.
nade. Invictus, nice play there. Could potentially anchor any ideas that ISO had. And will he be able to find Promise, a spray? He didn't pray hard enough for that one. And still no one did. Oh, but look at the flanks from ExtraButtaDogs coming out. This could be deadly. Navino goes down. But you've got 2 members on the flank. Fish finds Chimerin. Not able to slow down the push, though.
I'm going
And
to go
Fish-
across the ropes.
Yeah.
Hot shot.
And Koenig, good
Spike
kill.
planted.
Spike finally gets planted. Oh, that's gonna find Teku
One
for
enemy
sure.
remaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good play, but it's foiled by some extra buttery dogs.
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Stalling
assuming.
with the mines.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you'd love to see it.
Strato's able to take out Victus, which, to his credit, at least he gets the exit kill. But Victus, not too concerned. He's still got 4,400 gold. And so is his team. One-way smoke setup. Fish teaching y'all how to do that at home. Personally,
Thank you,
wouldn't use...
Fish.
Yeah, thank you, Fish.
Very nice, very nice. But now it's going to be... I don't even know if that's going to matter that one way. Depends if they push A site or not. It's like the Jet's going to go across the other side. Do they know the Viper's going to be playing from Dish, though, is the question.
Yeah, it's a very aggro angle, especially for controller. Oh, Promise! He sees the barrel of the gun from Fish, and now he gets an AR just by pressing the X button. And, oh, it's only a Storm left on the site.
Okay, then.
Yeah. But
Inspirational.
ISO, they're kind of waiting a bit. I think we also lost the team overlay, so hopefully the internet gods will bring that back to us soon. And the plant comes out from Chimerin, and they're gonna be flooding back towards A long, and
Look
on
at that
top of the
post-plant
site.
utility. There's so many ults.
Yeah, some good brim smokes. Or how art is good? I'm not sure. Those look like they helped out ISO quite handily. And it's a 5v3. They do, yeah, as you said, ISO still with a lot of ults. Teku's gonna go down, and Victus wants some kills. Rocket finds Promise. Victus with 3.
I know
Victus goes down to Strato. Chimerin uses the ult, but gets taken down. Navino is not watching the site, but Koenig says, "It's okay, Navino, I got this one, you can take the day off." As the defuse comes through, and ExtraButtaDogs take around that they probably shouldn't have taken.
Last round in the half.
Yeah, ExtraButtaDog, they managed to win that round by, I think, the skin of their teeth. Invictus really clutched up, came up with a double kill with a rifle, and that showstopper kill. You love to see it, honestly, and now in the final round of the half, it's going to be a full buy for both squads. And it's still looking like ExtraButtaDog. Honestly, if they can make this 9-3, it'll be the 9-3 curse, but I don't believe in that, so I think they'll just roll this one forward.
Yeah, and ISO, they've got 3 ults this round. Wait. Okay, that's a different result. But Victus goes down rather quickly to Strato. And Teku gonna be trying to make some space with the Soval. I don't think he finds anyone there. And look at the rotations coming through from ExtraButtaDogs. We've seen these flanks before. And they might be coming out fruitful once again. Storm, that's a nasty shot into Kaden, and Fish finds Chimmering. These flanks definitely paying off. The Astra Wall cuts off 2 members, but they're just gonna push straight on through it. They don't care.
They have the ult, Storm has the ult.
Fish pushing through the Viper thing. Storm able to find quite a few, as is the rest of ExtraButtaDogs. Gonna give Koenig the refuse just to be a nice guy.
Yeah, Storm does not even need that ultimate for that retake. They probably should have used it in retrospect, but it still worked out for them regardless, as they get that triple and the round win. 9-3 now. Now, I don't know if you believe in the 9-3 curse. I personally don't. But if there's going to be any time to come back, right now is it for ISO. ExtraButtaDog, all of them are going to be thinking in their minds, oh no, 9-3 curse. So maybe that'll have an impact.
Yeah, and I think that Promise, he's definitely filling in Ryan's spot as a ringer very well.
Yeah.
But they're able to get on the site, they're able to plant, but their post-plant was incredibly messy. So hopefully they have a very good defense plan cracked out, and I think with the Astra, they have the Astra and the Cypher, they have a very real shot of coming back on this defense.
Yeah, the Cypher on A is really... It just locks down Dish completely, right? It's only a one-way push, essentially, for the attackers. Great scouting early from the Sova.
Yeah, now this is my type of push. Don't stop holding W, just run and gun it. All 5 are there, and they're going to be able to take site with a Viper wall. And that's how you take a site right there. Let's see if their post-plant is better than the ISO post-plant we've seen. Teku going on a full rotation. Oh, that's a nice peek from Kaden as he finds Koenig. They're gonna go down. Ish finds one. And this could be winnable for ISO. Speak of the devil, it's not. Strato incredibly low. Fish sees his gun. And Fish with a 3k on the pistol round might actually just full bind in this round.
Yeah, the Frenzy is extremely powerful in those pistol rounds. It's like a mini Stinger of sorts. It's not as fast, it doesn't do as much damage, but it's better than, you know, long-range firing with a classic, because the spread on that is way too much. So ExtraButtaDog get another round under their belt. Oh, look at that unstoppable streak they've got going on, and they are just looking to continue it with this half buy of the Spectres, the force buy, and they're going to get the judge on Fish Q. This is ratty.
Yeah, and I had something in my head. It went away pretty quickly though. And Chimmering get cleared by the judge. Oh, nice shot from Fish, as he's probably gonna find 2, but Koenig decides to steal the kill into Teku. And Teku Jin is Teku gone there. Oh, Fish. That's a nasty one shot. Man, I remember someone at Riot looked at that gun and said, yeah, that's pretty fair. I think that Shadow saw the barrel from Koenig. Promise able to take out Fish and making the best of a pretty awful scenario. And can he find Victus? Probably not with Koenig coming up right behind him. Yeah, Koenig nabs himself a 3k to make it 11-3 in favor of ExtraButtaDogs.
Yeah, this 9-3 curse is not looking too likely right now, Snick, but never count them out. ISO have some opportunities. They're going to get a full buy this round. I think if Promise decides to full buy, they are just going to go hot. They're going to go light shields with something. I'm not sure what, but light shields anyway. I'm not sure why they can full buy here, but I suppose they don't want to be caught out in a 12-3 situation without a full buy on their hands, so they're gonna save a bit of money, see what they can get off that. I think that's a smart decision to make, and they're gonna rush, it looks, through Dish. Or not
Yeah.
through Dish, sorry, through main.
Through in main. And Victus is on the flank, might be catching it. Oh, Strato, turn around, dude. Gonna catch Strato. And the Viper comes out from Fish. ExtraButtaDogs, they want to make this a one-round game. But Teku finds a kill in a Storm. And a Judge. Judged him as unworthy. But the kills are still even. ISO, they don't have any... They don't have any ults. But Promise gets a kill with the Frenzy, actually, there. Not sure why he's rocking the Frenzy. And Cameron finds a kill, and that will be ISO taking the round and getting some guns. And
yeah, ISO, I mean, they didn't have the greatest buy there, I'm not gonna lie, but they made it work. The Frenzy popping off there for Promise. Now they're gonna get the Operator in hand. ISO, they can pretty much single-handedly hold down a site with Promise with this Operator. If they play well, that is. You can play from heaven or you can play on site. Either way, lots of angles to contend with. We'll have some support from the Raze, of course. Caden probably plays up in heaven, I'd imagine, up in tower. And this round is probably the crucial one for ISO to win. Oh, that's not a good start.
as you said, crucial to win. They just won the last one. And now with these guns, can they actually win a second one, or was it just a shred of luck? Because Caden misses a full spray. That's rough. It's Teku on the flank. Strato is able to find two, which could actually end up pulling this round back for ISO. Teku finds Navino with the Guardian. Going to be coming out. Storm, Boombot towards the dish area. I don't think it's going to find Teku as he runs away. And Cameron finds Victus. And Cameron and Teku both on different angles. If you push them together, he can't kill you both. Storm's gonna be rotating to a completely different spot. They're not gonna know he's there.
There they are.
And as I say that, Teku finds him, and Cameron finishes him.
Yep, and like we say,
Give Teku the
ISO...
TVs. Alright.
Yeah. ISO, very crucial round for them to win. They managed to make that work. Even though they don't have... in fact, I think they do have a full buy here since they won 2 rounds in a row. They don't have, obviously, a great economy, nothing like the snowball that ExtraButtaDog had last round, but this is a start. This is what you need to make this 9-3 curse a reality. And they have this full rifle buy. It'll be ExtraButtaDog going with the half buy, and I think this is, again, the turning point. ISO probably can afford to lose this round. They wouldn't like to, however. They do have some ultimates to contend with on the defense, specifically that Astra Wall. That's what I'm looking at, because that can hold down a site pretty well.
Yeah.
Great arrow, Teku. Great lineups.
Yeah, I mean, that arrow, I could have done it better myself. Teku, maybe you gotta learn from the silver player, you know? Honestly, it's probably better than me. And Victus finds Caden. Oh, Promise with the op. Finds one, gets pushed by Fish, pops the ult. Fish takes some dangerous go off that Sheriff. And Navino finds him floating around in ecstasy, and he's gonna get stopped right now. As this is a nice push from ExtraButtaDogs. They've got 3 members on site, 1 person in tower, can make it a 2-3. Teku trying to find Fish. The Viper with that op in tower could be very deadly. Picks up Spike, and he's actually going to be heading south of the, you know, he's dipping towards the A site, chasing something with the tail. I don't know, man. There's like a saying, kind of forgot it. And ISO, they're not expecting this, getting caught out. And ExtraButtaDogs, they're already on the rotation.
But if the Cypher can get to the entrance from Dish before the Breach can, this will be a massive kill for them.
Look at where the camera is set up right now for Cameron. He's just got to press E, and I think he's going to see... I actually don't think he's going to see anything. Arrow comes out from Teku. Definitely going to be popping the ult if he finds someone.
I don't think so.
He knows where Fish is, but Fish knows where he is, as Fish gets to 3k there with the op. And
Yep.
Match point.
Nice thrifty there for the attackers, and also match point. We got ExtraButtaDog pretty much 1 round away from winning this. I say pretty much, it is exactly 1 round away. And ISO, they have to win, what is this, 7 plus 2, 9 rounds in a row is what they have to win right now, which is not the easiest thing ever. They do still have a decent buy. They've got a couple... Okay, they've got a couple of Guardians, they got an Ares, a Vandal. I mean, this is a mixed match, but it's all they can do.
yeah, and Koenig with the Odin, but Teku had a very similar idea. Wait, that's a lot of Odins, I just realized. I think
Yup.
at least 3 of them. Ult comes out from Fish. Oh, this can be a hard one to retake. All those bullets. But Promise, he's gonna be able to kind of fend them off the site for now with the Vandal spray. And, well,
Spike planted.
we're not gonna talk about what happened to Cameron, but those are gonna be some very crucial kills. Navino finds a kill on the Promise, and Caden with the Judge. That Viper smokescreen is gonna go down. Oh, no way!
Attackers.
The Judge, it just sprayed a bit too much, the spread got too high as you fire off all those shots. And that's a rough one to lose for ISO. They showed some very good signs of life, but those signs of life were in between signs of death.
Yeah, absolutely. ExtraButtaDog, they do come out with the victory against ISO. It was... I want to say it was close. I'd be kidding myself to say it was, but some of those rounds, ISO showed glimpses of glory. And very fortunately, they will still be in contention, I believe, to obviously go into the playoffs portion of this tournament. They are 1-1, so they do get a second seed. However, it was very, very narrow. Especially, I mean, if Los Estupidos won 1 game, I think this would have been ISO out of the tournament. So they're a bit lucky that Los Estupidos lost both of their games. And now, of course, ISO, they'll be playing against Redhawks, which is not the nicest matchup to be going against in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, and I think the expression I was looking for there as their run away was turning tail. You know, I just kind of forgot half of it.
Glad you found it out a few rounds later.
Yeah, got it eventually. So ISO gonna go on to face Redhawks, but talking about this game, who do you think made the biggest impact on ExtraButtaDogs?
Honestly, this is gonna be a bit of a hot take, but I think it was honestly, I think it was Invictus. There were a couple rounds where the momentum could have been massively shifted for ISO, right? So many crucial rounds where if ISO win it, the momentum gets shifted, you break the long streak that they had, whatever. If ExtraButtaDog had that streak broken in any of those rounds, ISO could have came back, and guess what happened? In most of those rounds where it could have happened, Invictus came through with, whether it's 1 or 2 or, you know, that 3k that we were talking about before with that showstopper, it went well for them because, you know, Invictus was there to clutch up every single time they needed it. They stopped the momentum shift, they allowed themselves to keep going, and ExtraButtaDog got the W off of that. They get the better seed. So I think I wouldn't give MVP to Invictus, but I'd give, like, very big props to Invictus.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to agree with you on that. It was, overall on ExtraButtaDogs, it was just a team effort. It wasn't really one individual player taking everybody else on his back. Everyone played very well. You know, they had their moments. Everybody kind of, they had one moment where they were looking against a wall, and in the next moment, they killed everybody on the enemy team. And there were more moments where they killed everybody on the enemy team, so they were able to pull that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of the bracket here, of course, there's a couple of implications from this game. Obviously, you're going to see ExtraButtaDog going against Mahir Appreciation, who were the victors of the previous game, and Redhawks versus ISO, as we previously mentioned. A very dead And Invictus, you are here now, so feel free to take us through your thoughts on this bracket.
Hello. Well, we're done with our group stages, group stage games. So now we're on to the bracket. From here on out, it's gonna be a single elim 8-team bracket. We've got, for the 4 quarterfinals up today and in the next 2 hours. So very exciting. A lot of quick eliminations gonna happen. All these games from here on out are elimination games. So winner goes through, loser goes home. First up, we have Redhawks versus ISO. Redhawks, which you saw yesterday, probably looking like the best team, probably the favorites to take it all. ISO, they just had their match against ExtraButtaDog, my team, not biased. But they were also missing 3 of their players, who I believe are arriving soonish. So, well, hold on, I'm just checking. Yeah, they're still a little bit late, so we'll throw a break for a little bit. And then after on the second stream, on the B stream, will be 100 T-Rex versus Big Max. Big Max, I was really impressed with yesterday. They had some really interesting strategies, some unique, strats, and just really good executes on the sides. I really liked the play yesterday, so excited to see what they bring up. They're going to be going up against 100 T-Rex, who are, Dust, classic Dust team, a little bit of troll, a little bit of skill, But yeah, that's going to be our first 2 games of the quarterfinals. But before that, we're going to throw to a short break so our lovely casters can have a little bit of rest. And we'll see you after a quick break.
See you in a bit.
She only come out at night. Type of freak that I like. I never seen her in lights. Always on the move. Never room for 2. I see you. She only come out at night. Type of freak that I like. I see you. I never seen her in lights. I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes, skyline, sun in my eyes, skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I can see the end now, almost in my memory. No more waiting for a sign now. It's time for me to leave. As the world closes on the door of what we came to be, I regret nothing. I can set my mind free. I know you too well. I'm up on the roof and yell. Learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. And I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to love you anyway. Guess I should've known, won't pick up the phone. Go on and watch me fade. When you see the lights fading in the night, know that I'm fine alone. I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I'll be running, I'll be running, I'll be running. I don't wanna wait for a storm that ain't coming, or hide from the sun in the morning. I don't wanna run something I can't define, but I gotta be careful with what I call mine. I know you too well. I'm up on the roof and now I've learned all that I know, and we put on quite a show. I'd be lying if I said I'm coming back. I just wanna go, I wanna walk away. Never wanted to love you anyway. Guess I should've known, won't pick up the phone. Go on and watch me fade. When you see the lights faded in the night, know that I'm fine alone. I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I'll be running, I'll be running by, I'll be running, I'll be running by, I'll be running, I'll be running by, I'll be running, I'll be running for the skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. Skyline, sun in my eyes. No music, but I'm dancing. I can see the end now, almost in my memory. No more waiting for a second.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to the first game of the bracket portion of the Victory Valorant Invitational. I'm Rose Hour, joined by Salsa, and this first match we have Redhawks first up against ISO. Is looking to be the battle of the brands. You know, you have Toxic's team going up against Tekugen, two of the more well-known people and the well-known managers in the BPL community, and Redhawks looking red hot with this momentum, and ISO actually struggling a little bit coming out of their group. You know, Salsa, what are we looking at here?
You're precisely right. Redhawks came out of their group yesterday looking very strong and looked to be in a prime position today to get a good start to their bracket. ISO just played their second game just 20 minutes ago and kind of got rolled, if I'm being honest with you. It was not very pretty, and now they have to, I think they had a ringer in that game, hopefully. I don't know if they will have one now, but you can see the bracket up here. ISO has to beat Redhawks to even make it through because it's single elimination.
I do believe they will be playing with their normal 5.
All right, well that is a good thing to hear at least. On the B stream will be 100 Tracks versus Big Max, so that will be happening concurrently. And then later today we'll get the other 2 matches of quarterfinals, which will set up quite nicely for tomorrow. Now I think ISO might actually be able to be in a better position if they make it to the next day. If they can make it through this match,
of course
they can.
They are going to be going up against a
That's the issue.
Opponent.
It's a best of 1. Tomorrow it's best of 3, but today it's best of 1. So you can't make a lot of mistakes here, especially against a team like Redhawks.
Redhawks across the board looking like such a fantastic team. Everything from top to bottom, from their IGL and main Sova and one of their core fraggers, Retrograde, to Cynex, to the Gurgler looking fantastic on that supportive controller role. Seal CEO even, being that fantastic Sentinel player, finding the lurks, being such a great, reliable anchor for this team. Redhawks, their fundamentals, everything looks stellar across the board, considering they were only thrown together earlier this week. Toxicinator really has done very well to optimize this roster, and ISO, on the other hand, you always gotta love the Teku branding, but from what I've seen, they've not been nearly as cohesive. You know, if all the players can like really click in this best of one, and the best of one format really lends itself to upsets, ISO has the mechanical skill to pummel through, but you really have to wonder how feasible is an upset here when everything about Redhawks just looks so consistently on lock. The chinks in the armor have been almost non-existent for this team coming out of their group stage, and there's not really much else to say, you know. And I think going into the predictions, I mean, other than just being contrarian for the sake thereof, I'm gonna have to go with Redhawks. You can't really say anything else, in my opinion.
As would I. I think there is a chance in that it's the normal kind of tactical shooter aspect of, oh, if they start winning the first couple rounds, they win pistol, they win like the following 4 spies, oh, then there's a snowball happening, and there's actually a reasonable chance where they get a huge lead in that first half. And that's where I think ISO, I really need something like that to make it so that they don't, when Redhawks can recover, it won't be too bad. Bind is our map. Ooh.
Which is actually pretty interesting because depending on what roster Redhawks chooses to field here, you might be able to have Tegugen on that chamber with the Headhunter finding some opening picks on long angles. You're actually going to have the double duelist setup, sort of.
Actually, Teku's not playing.
Teku's not playing. That's Strato. Surely not the Neon. Surely not the Neon. He was talking about it a little bit in our cast yesterday, gassing up that agent pick, but this must be just to make us look dumb. And
I mean, there's 40 seconds. There's a chance.
Yeah, of course. Redhawks having locked in their composition. You're gonna have the Gurgler on that Brimstone, double duelist setup for between Synex and Butters, retrograde on that Sova as per usual, a CLCEO that anchored Killjoy. Which is interesting because Killjoy actually, looking at the VCT as a whole, has sort of fallen out of favor on this map. So I want to see what sort of setups Seal can really use to control the flanks and also like use those nanoswarms and lockdowns to leverage that into site hits. And in all seriousness, the comp for ISO is going to be locked in DMS on the Sage, Popcorn God on the Raze, Strato on the Brim. And it's actually pretty close to a mirror matchup here in terms of how these comps play. On the attack, you're gonna have your duelist players in Synex and Butters, and on the other side, Ryan and Popcorn God to really just take those opening fights fast, blast pack, dash in, break those crossfires, and this could be a pretty interesting defensive half depending on how DMS uses his Sage Wall, whether he's gonna be doing some ratty boosts or CNED style Sage opping.
I'm out of stuff.
Really depends.
Definitely. So it'll be ISO's on defense to start here, and Redhawk on attack. And it looks to be just initial positions. I would say it's more likely B, unless everyone's going go to the teleporter and just turn around and run to A.
What is interesting here is whether or not Synex has actually bought a boom. He has bought a boombot. I was gonna say that half armor, might be indicating some double blast pack purchases on the pistol round, and whether or not, regardless of my disappointment, super early contact here, flash out from the sky. The boombots actually meet each other halfway.
Free Fire's coming out from
Old with the swing there. The nade from Popcorn God is going to, force Synex back, but the hit from Redhawks still looking strong regardless, steaming through that Sage Wall. EMS could find one on top of the wall here. The Killjoy turret is up, and Synex just sort of looking lost out on sight. Seal CEO finding a turret kill in the first round. Gurgler also cleans up on Jimmerin, and 2v4 retake now. ISO already on the back foot. This is not how you wanted this series to start.
Definitely not. Only getting one kill out of that is just so tough, and now you have to rotate through CT just to make it through here. And Redhawks just have so much map control; it's very difficult.
One enemy remaining.
Butter's also taking that forward position is going to mean that ISO has to push through that brim smoke into a crossfire no matter where they find it. That's just going to continually burn more time off the clock, and ultimately whittled them down to nothing.
Yeah, it was just a very tough first round after we kind of got steamrolled there, and you can see basically the full buy coming out from basically everyone on Redhawks so far. ISO is still thinking about it. 10 seconds left to choose, but it might just be a full save.
Yeah, I really agree with this choice from ISO. You know, you can't let any more rounds be under any like uncertain circumstance, because this Redhawks team will be more than willing to take you in the equal duel. You need to just sort of reset this round, quickly consider your defensive positioning. As Cynex, the nade kill for both Rays is coming in. No more smokes available for the side of Redhawks. But
one enemy remaining.
CLCO with a little beef, Butter's more than happy to clean up. Plant's gonna go down, 3v1 for ISO, but Strato might as well use this time to, you know, communicate with his team a little bit. Just say, hey, you know, comms for ISO, you know, trying to maintain strong, maintain positive at this point, going into the first, which should be the first real rifle round for ISO.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the correct call, so you save there. It's just kind of unfortunate that you're forced to do that. But now we gonna get a more equal round for the since like rather than what we had last round, and it looks to be like they're gonna be moving towards A site, so we get to see how ISO is trying to defend on A.
The early peek out actually from the Rays of ISO is, and the drone are going to effectively signal for the defending team that this is going to be an A hit. Retrograde darts out of the smoke. Strato finds Butters on the entry, but superior rifles for ISO should mean that Ryan is actually going to find two. Finds both players pushing out, showers the bomb down now position. And a moment of pause for both teams here. Neither team really quite ready to get aggro. Redhawks on this bonus, just trying to take away any more rifles if they can. Gurgler actually
get one.
Find one from the default, just holding, and Strato gets overconfident.
One enemy remaining.
Sky flash over the top, gonna force Gurgler out of position. Still gets his second. That's what I was talking about. This very proactive controller play. You know, being willing to take those gunfights and trade out. All in all, not a horrific bonus round from Redhawks. You know, they only invested enough to get armor and I think it was 2 sheriffs in that round. So, you know, you could have maybe been happy with a bomb plant, but overall, still full rifle, full armor across the board. It looks like.
That's what it does look like. That, yes. And I mean that's exactly what you want. Like, you do trade out that round, but you're still in a great position to take the round following. And we're going back to B site here.
Extremely aggressive position. Long. Walls broken. The DMS on that boost hasn't quite been identified yet, so that might...
Oh, well...
Butters finds the pick from long, no coverage there. Maybe a little miscommunication as Cynex finds his opposing number. 3v5, and Cameron's going to have to find a lot here and quite connect with anything.
One enemy remaining.
Ryan is going to find the first, but the molly through. Gurgler posted up in the smoke already. Turret out. And Gurgler just spams through and connects the first 2 bullets with the Phantom. Redhawks. This is the strength of this team, really. Just the firepower across the board available to just pummel through these site hits. Maybe where you don't have as much info, but Retrograde doesn't even have to worry about being that. Retrograde and Cynex don't even have to worry about being those, you know, hard carry super fraggers, because you have the extremely consistent components of Michael J and Butters.
Absolutely. And I mean, the biggest difficulty for ISO, it feels like, is just Redhawks are just getting onto sites so fast and getting the kills that there's no chance for them to really stabilize, except what we saw on that 3rd round. No. Fine does not seem like he's gonna find anything, but doesn't always have to.
I flash out of tube. Cynex pops the showstopper. His low orb is actually going to prevent him from jumping out right away. Blast pack in. Doesn't quite connect the rollout, but the Gurgler, good for 2. This Brimstone player catching the players teleporting through for ISO.
One enemy remaining.
Cynex just in the air. really, really wishing you were playing Echo right now. Chimeren will find one, but overall a pretty okay save round for ISO. You know, you did as much damage as you could realistically, and
yeah,
you know,
I mean, unfortunately, it's just so hard to damage their economy at this point because even you got one kill there,
Absolutely.
but Synex alone can rebuy for himself next round, even if it's they just completely lose the round. So ISO's really trying to not have their economy just shattered here.
Look at this position from Retrograde. Maybe gonna send a good bit of Soba util over to maybe take that B pressure, but Butters just wide swings, connects onto the opposing Jet. Cynics double blast packing into lamps. This fight in showers, Retrograde actually manages to catch one, but the relurk from might actually work out here. DMS finds the Gurgler. This flank is going to be extremely important as Redhawks continue pushing into spawn. Synex actually cleans up the opposing Brimstone.
One enemy remaining.
Even more important now is to 1v3 for the Rays. Position not known yet. Could leverage that into a kill, but Popcorn God's really going to have to do a lot of work here.
No, it'll take a miracle, and no miracle will be found.
Yeah, it's the calling style, the awareness from Redhawks to just be willing to take those proactive fights and then just transfer that into just a really safe, very conscientious post plant. You know, you have Cynics taking away that space in CT, you know, connecting for a pick, and then you wonder, all right, we've cleared out CT, we've cleared out showers. This player must be coming from the flank. Just have Butters hold for it.
Yeah, exactly right. And
Track them down.
now, I mean, the economy for ISO is just really terrible. You see kind of a mix of, it's just really a force buy at this point. You just have to put something in there because you have to win the round somehow, or else you're just going to get rolled over.
And again, this early hookah control, Synex throws out that boom bot, the nade into the backside. They know these players are waiting for them. Swing out from both Chimeren and DMS actually went out their duels. The Gurgler good for the trade on both of them, though. The Brimstone holding it down. Orbital Strike available for both teams here. But ISO probably not looking to invest any ultimates. They don't have to here. I would like to see them use these ultimates in the following round, however. Try to compound that gun round safely for you. Butters is going to find first. Again, proactive in elbow.
One enemy remaining.
It's proactive, but at the same time, it just seems like they're just letting their team trickle in and not like making a cohesive push. That's the issue here.
Do not look organized from the side of ISO. It's very much one by one, just taking your duels. And
I mean, the biggest. Oh, and bomb just goes off. Yeah. The biggest issue really there was like you trade out one, Stratocaster falls. That's fine, but then the other two players, one's going in, the other's just waiting back. If you're making a call to save and just reset, that's one thing, but to just let another member of your team hang because you're not pushing as a group when you know that there's only one holding that corner, it's ridiculous.
Thankfully, it was a weaker buy from
Absolutely, it was a force buy. Now they actually get a real rifle round again.
Yes. Guns online again, and this position from Ryan is Ryan. Retrograde seems to be cautious of it. Doesn't actually win out the duel. Jet finds one Chimeren with the second.
B.
And this fight over in B long going to be extremely important. You know, Cynics with the off in hand on the Rays might actually choose to take this back over all the way over to showers, perhaps. Gurgler doing his due diligence, re-clearing everything very slowly. Molly into lamps.
Smoke's down.
It looks like Redhawks are going to try to force the issue over on the A site. Cynics sort of botches the blast pack on the way in. Phantom picked up though. Gonna lend, pass him over that kill on the Jet. Butters catches Strato with his iPad out. iPad baby really not having a great time right now. Butter's being harangued by the Sky utility, and Lamps, though, runs out of bullets. Chimera good for the kill. Lamps control over to ISO. Rez onto Ryan as Ryan showers control wrested away. Zinix gets wide swung. Now it's just Gurgler in a 1v4. ISO. Popcorn God cleans up the last, and ISO get their second round on the board. And, you know,
Yeah, it's something. You have to get started somewhere.
That was off the back of that ultimate usage. You know, pressuring Butter so he couldn't get at. Still, he couldn't stay comfortable in Lamps. The ultimate just to the orbital strike just to further pressure those players on site, and the res ultimately to swing numbers back in their favor. There you go. ISO.
I mean, they were up 3-1 before the res, anyways. So it wasn't numbers. I really think what they were doing there was actually just to keep their economy okay. They get the gun back, and they can survive to lose another round, and potentially still have to be able to buy for their teammate.
Rez does still lock out the round, as you said, and helps bolster the economy. 2 for 1, and you need to get rounds on the board, so.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, it's something at this point.
Go for it. That recon dart is going to be massive amounts of information for the Redhawks team. Lockdown utilized in showers, actually, to force out this player back site. Jet one way, not quite gonna accomplish anything, but, prevents a little bit more further showers aggression. But Cynex finds the double and the triple. This guy's just pushing in.
No fear from Cynex at all.
A little tag up. DMS
okay. Reign of Terror is gone.
Showstopper wasted there, but 7th round secured regardless for Redhawks. And many of these near flawless rounds just compounding on each other, and the economy is still looking phenomenal for the team in red.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is the one advantage of what they chose to do last round, or the round previous, excuse me. But it still is the economy is still really bad for ISO that it's just so tough to move on here. We see another B push.
Marshall looking to maybe collect that orb, find one with the Marshall, and then pop that Blade Storm, but is going to be forced out by the 2-man push up with Redhawks. Redhawks are willing to just fully commit to this B site. Nades in, but the slow orb to counter the aggression as DMS walls himself up. Redhawks are going to fall away, but the flank through cave might actually result in a kill. I believe Popcorn God saw him and is just looking for a trigger discipline now. Might actually get caught out, though, by the 2 players assisting the push through market. Doesn't quite find either. Popcorn God kicks out Butters, falls away into cave. Retrograde, on the other hand, finds the Sage and Hookah. And Redhawks look maybe a little bit off balance right now.
Launching smoke.
Just trying to restabilize. Retrograde and Gurgler are going to push out onto the B site.
Well, the issue here is that there's 3 members on A or near A, and so Ryan is just hung out to dry, and now a rotation has to come through. But I don't think that Redhawks hear the teleport, so they know something happened. Popcorn God goes down, but they still know there's one unaccounted for.
2v4.
And there's the kill from Stratocaster. But ooh, tough.
Retrograde holds it down. Finds DMS, who decided to get aggressive again, and Hookah, despite, having walled up, having secured that map control. Maybe a little bit of a misplay from the Sage.
Yeah, I mean,
Cynex has Reese.
All right.
Yeah, as you've mentioned, the implications on the economy of these past few rounds have, going into the late parts of this half, the economy for ISO is just all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is that, with their economy is in shambles, and they have 2 rounds still to actually play out this half. In the best case scenario, it's 8-4, and they're saving here. They're not saving; they're force buying because they can't afford to do anything else. Either they win this round, and they have a chance to win the next one, or they lose this round and then probably still lose the next one. It's just too tough.
Strato's actually going to be shortying an A short. Might actually just get pinched here from both sides, playing in the Brim smoke.
Yeah, I mean,
got early.
Brutal.
Strato can't find anything with the shorty. Now your Brimstone is down.
Oh,
DMS
they get 1. That's a gun.
Finds 1. Can't quite connect on the second, despite the fact that Retrograde is mid-drone. Sova ult from Popcorn God just to maybe slow down Redhawks' approach a little bit, but just too early to, really buy any meaningful time for ISO. As Retrograde with the shock and Seal CEO with the Phantom break open the B site, and the weaker buy, it's all going to be down onto Ryan. As Ryan with the Blade Storm finds the first, wastes 2 knives, throwing at the turret, and Retrograde cleans up the third.
Last round before the switch.
Yeah. Well, last round and a half, and I think for ISO you have to win this, because if you don't, you can't afford to drop a single map or a single round. Excuse me, you can't drop a single round on your T side, like at all.
I mean, they really don't want to be dropping any rounds at all from here on out.
Of course, but I mean, if you lose pistol, your economy
you don't want to be staring down
damaged
an
again.
11-2, right?
Exactly, that's the issue. 11-2, and if
always take a 10-4
and it's
11-2.
yeah, and it's just hard, but
Retrograde's dry Hunter's Fury. Yeah, the player in tube was known, so the call comes out to just invest that Sova ult. Shock Dart not quite making it into CT, but Cynex wide swings for another duel. The initiative power from Redhawks here is just being ridiculous. However, ISO comes back in. Ryan and DMS with 2 each of their own. The Nano Swarm from Seal CEO going on a little bit of a trip. Bomb is down, but Seal CEO with everything to do does find the first. 24 health.
24 health, that's it. Defuse comes through. It is 9-3. They do get that last round in this half, and that's exactly what they wanted to see.
A stellar fast-paced retake from ISO, just to cap off the round.
Definitely.
And that's a really good note to end on, as good a note as any. Again, 3-9 half. You really desperately need this pistol if you're ISO, but being on the attack now means you get to dictate a little bit more the pace. Try to maybe sweat out some of that util from Retro and Gurgler, and then just identify where the KJ's playing and maybe just go with the other side.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and really it's going to come through a lot of aggression, I think, from ISO, just having to really not let Redhawk get any type of footing, because if they are prepared in any kind of sense in these fights, then you've already kind of lost in a sense, because that's why they're really, really strong.
Boombots exchanged, paint shells go out, Sky Smoke comes down. And this super quick double flank though from Redhawks. They really like sending these players on these really early aggressive plays to take away parts of the map that, they know that there's no pressure at. Butters doesn't quite
25.
connect. That dash out in the open. Do they clear Retro though?
No, they don't.
Find out. He might walk directly into DMS.
They do. There's the one.
Takes his one. DMS
There's
with
2.
The second. And that fast flank not working out for Redhawks in quite the way they may want that to break down. ISO's just going to be able to walk this back through market.
Beacon down.
Really reconsider their options, and Redhawks have to spread themselves out a little bit here just to not entirely give up map control. Sky Smoke coming down. Good signal to rotate.
30 seconds left.
Push through teleporter. Cynex spotted out, just hoping to stall out these players in hookah as much as possible, make them constantly wary of his presence.
Spike planted.
Steel CEO reworking elbow before the offense can take that away, but DMS with a third on the round. Cynex does manage to find one on top of the headshot onto Ryan through the wall. Jet dashes away. ISO in response look to
last player standing.
Hurdle down by elbow, take the fight to Seal CEO. DMS with 4 on the round. Might actually just secure the ace.
Getting very close to that, absolutely.
Extremely sharp angle. Will he find it? There it is. Pistol round ace. That's a great note to start the second half off with. And like we talked about, it's ISO, maybe if everyone starts feeling themselves, starts hitting their shots, then we're looking at a really scary potential of a comeback.
Absolutely, but not many margins for error here. And it certainly is, it's a bit tough, I'd say,
Oh, it's profoundly
So-
difficult. Yeah.
Well, not just tough for that, but it's tough to get that every single round through just the passive play they did on pistol. You can't
Right.
really do it with in rifle rounds because you can't just rely on they'll miss their tap shots. So they have to be aggressive here, and that might be difficult.
Hurdler, lucky. That brim smoke in short becoming a constant of this play so far. 3 smoke to keep threatening the attacking team. Ryan with that second round. The second round, this Phantom is going to find the first. Gurgler finds his opposing number, but traded out by Chimmerin and Market. 4v5. Advantageous.
And they're ready for this, for a potential flank again.
Full
And now that they know that
rotate
that's... Yeah, it's a 4v3 on A site.
Butters is actually backing off. ISO might have found the perfect time to make this happen.
Absolutely,
CEO
they are
goes
taking a
down,
CO.
Got pushes into CT. Butters trades him out, but not before taking a little bit of chip damage.
Ooh, but now equalized. This might be tough.
remaining.
Retro goes down though. That's a really nice shot by Ryan.
Perfect crosshair placement. Just sees the shoulder, waits for the full head, taps twice. The dog connects. Good doggy.
There it is.
Chimmerin cleans up his own kill. And ISO with their 5th round.
Yeah,
They
and
keep the rifle alive, and DMS already has a resurrection up. So even if in this round, because actually Redhawks forced last round, I hadn't even thought about that.
yeah, they did force. So now they're buying some armor and some guns, but they are.
It's a very light buy, yes.
It's a very light buy because they need to have rifles in next round, and this is exactly what ISO wanted to see, especially on their attacking side, but or on their defensive side, excuse me. But having that ability to just kind of snowball here can be exactly what they need to try to equalize.
And the pressure is on Redhawks right now to maybe do a good chunk of damage. Isolate DMS first. Prevent that resurrection from coming up and really flipping the round strongly in ISO's favor. Play your trades well, play your fundamentals well. These are all extremely important, more so on your eco rounds late game.
Redhawks have not rotated yet, even though they hear a lot of bullets and see the grenades coming off on B site.
3 players, though, on the B site is going to make this site hit relatively difficult. The wall comes
Absolutely.
in. They know that they have identified the double stack and elbow. DMS taps the plant, CEO pops the nano swarms. Butters is actually going to find one. Chimmerin and Strato
Now it's 4v2.
mopping up their ecos.
One enemy
To
remaining.
readjust the bomb plant.
Seal falls, the bomb goes down, and ISO looking to get their 6th round.
Spamming through smoke fight. All right, love to see it.
The
And
Gurgler had to
gets the
maybe
trade.
had to play a little just dance there to, bob and weave, but eventually falls. ISO locks up the last kill and their 6th round. 3 straight rounds off the halftime. It's, maybe starting to look a little scary for Redhawks. Maybe starting to get in the
is.
a little bit.
yeah, especially if Redhawks drop this map, because this is what basically exactly what happened to ISO in the past, where now you put so much money into this round. If they lose it, it's all but over in terms of keeping their lead. At least they'll need to take like 2 rounds just to be able to have any sort of funds to make yet another rifle round.
ISO are actually
Just
mixing it
not.
up. The fast push into shower doesn't quite work out as Strato, a little whiff onto the Gurgler.
But I don't know if they know that there's this Redis is online. That's very possible to use at this point. To try to equalize the numbers.
That is true, the res online, but you have to be able to secure that body first, and that brim smoke is making it impossible to lock down that line of sight. DMS looking to go for it. Gurgler actually just gonna wide swing out of it, finds DMS.
A.
The numbers now equalized off the back of that resurrection, which, generated from that 1st round ace.
Absolutely, but the health, unfortunately, is not equalized.
Firmly in the
with,
favor of Redhawks.
Yeah, half health up for the Brimstone.
Actually, look at the position Popcorn God has gotten himself into. He's slow pushed out of hookah, clearing through all of B site.
There's no one on B site. They can just start to
He's
rotate this.
completely free.
30 seconds
Popcorn
left.
God's got to be screaming that into the mic right now.
Oh yes, but the problem is they want to take this teleport, and that's not safe. Yeah,
Cynex
Ryan
holding
goes
that
down.
early
Cynex holding
position.
it.
They don't get the timing off of the smoke quite right. You gotta wonder.
But they also get the teleport. They should get the plant at least.
Plant's gonna be going down, but
10
how much
seconds
can
left.
they really get done here?
Well,
They're not
about
a man
you do
disadvantage and
have.
a health advantage. Orbital strike
You still
would be online after
God.
1 kill.
could have held that angle, but chooses not to. Instead, would rather hold the site itself, allowing Cynex to take this angle instead. I don't know if I agree with that, but it probably is the right play since it's going to be a 3v2. They're on site now. No one's holding the actual site.
Player long, holding his tongue. Strato finds the
Player
first,
standing.
finds the second actually. Orbital strike now online, and this is looking like a 7th round for ISO. Let's see if CEO can really make some magic work.
No, there's no way. There's no time.
There's no time. This rifle gonna be lost as well.
And that is ideal for ISO. That's exactly what they wanted to have happen. Maybe not necessarily losing all their guns, but they have the economy to afford it, and Redhawks really doesn't. So that's another round where they will get a strong advantage, and we're looking probably at a 9-8 in favor of Redhawks. But that is miraculous considering what we saw going into the half.
Barracks across the board and 1 Spectre in hand. This early lead from Redhawks is slowly being whittled away. You know, assuming no magic here comes out from the players of Redhawks. And
Cynex is already down.
A fantastic response against the weaker by, you know, just holding passively in that short, you know, thinking Redhawks is going to want to get aggressive here. Just be ready to punish right away. Ryan tapping away with a Vandal. Connects onto Retrograde with the Sheriff in the backside. Explores into Lamps. Gurgler goes down in Showers, and the wall for this Showers post plant. This is going to be an extremely difficult scenario for Butters.
Enemy remaining.
Ryan is Ryan. Responding back.
They all know the position.
Seal is more than spotted. Sky flash out. Nades in. Popcorn
There it is.
Cleans up the kill.
Yeah, gets the flawless. That's exactly what you wanted to have happen. You don't even lose a gun, so this is a pure boost to your economy. So
ultimate's available in the lobby though.
Yeah,
one off the showstopper for Popcorn God, and then other than that, 8 other ults already charged up. This round is going to be extremely important for both teams.
Absolutely.
Again, Redhawks.
I mean, it's even
back foot.
It's incredibly important for Redhawks because of that economic back foot. ISO can actually they don't want to lose this round because they're currently losing by a round, but they still have such a large economic advantage that if they drop 1 round, it's not that big of a deal, at least in terms of their economy.
And now for the first time in this tournament, we actually get to see Redhawks sort of being pressured. You know, their lead being whittled away, not able to just carry the momentum from the first half into a dominant second one. And ISO have looked more than happy to be that bearer of bad news.
Absolutely. Backing away from B long, don't want to get involved in that firefight anymore. So it looks like it's gonna be a push onto A through short.
Utility traded out, and 5-man group up here from ISO, looking to just maybe explode, do that Sage Wall for default, and just fight though. Back shower is going to be extremely important. Popcorn God connects onto the Gurgler, who may be going a little over aggressive for the flank. Cynex goes down mid showstopper, and ISO 5v3 retake. Even if Redhawks elects to invest here, it's going to be a very risky decision.
I mean, part of me says that you shouldn't here. You want to be able to keep those guns.
You're exactly right. The economy is so bad, but the ultimate's invested regardless. Retrograde with the dry. Hunter's Fury actually is going to connect onto Chimeran. Orbital strike in response. Defender lockdown broken by that orbital strike. 3v2 in favor of ISO. Time burning down.
Enemy remaining.
Stratocaster identified. Retrograde falls. Ryan is Ryan with his 4th. This has been a fantastic comeback. 6 straight rounds coming off the halftime. Started off with a pistol ace. ISO's got to be feeling good, and this is the threat we talked about, you know? Again, your players lock in, everybody starts hitting their shots, everybody sort of syncs up, and no amount of experience can beat a team of 5 people just playing on a hot streak with an economic advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, just the snowball that's been happening is just so intense, and now it's Redhawks on this back foot here. They have to make something happen.
And again, this is a look we haven't, like I said earlier, this is a look we haven't really seen from Redhawks this tournament, having to play from behind. This is where like your metal as a team really gets tested. You know, what niche strats you can pull out to sort of break in with a weaker buy and get yourself, you know, get the momentum back. Drone is going to spot these players. Hookah, but Ryan is Ryan. Taking kill after kill after kill. Wall into elbow. Gonna keep Retrograde firmly in jail. Orbital strike in. 4v5. DMS finds the kill onto Synex, drives through the smoke. Retrograde actually
Ryan goes down.
Pick up the rifle. It's a 3v4, only one rifle in hand. DMS can't quite connect.
Oh, 3v3. This is getting starting to turn again.
Popcorn got on though on a massive flank. Really could just win out this round for ISO if he gets the timing right.
Right here.
But they do. They,
good.
3v1.
Popcorn got
That's
the
it.
flank, cleans up the last 2. ISO have taken the lead back from Redhawks and firmly established that they are not playing around.
I mean, this is exactly what we were worried about during the original, like, last 2 rounds of that half, and of the first half, excuse me, in that the economy is just really poor. I mean, like, CLCO is not going to get a real gun, but you have to force buy.
Yeah, there's going to be 4 rifles and 1 Guardian on it's the Tethered Realms operator. I'm questioning Ryan's morality as a person right now, but regardless, standard 2-3 from ISO, you know, trying to run that B split, maybe set up that wall for towers. Ryan in the skybox. The Jet character is funny and hilarious. Butters gets the trade as Ryan maybe goes a little overzealous, and the second for the Jet. Redhawks.
Oh, did not check the corner.
Gurgler with a great reposition there. The bomb is
they
still
do
going to
get
go
the
down.
plant, but I don't think they're winning this round.
It's a 2v4. Redhawks maybe finally a little breath of relief after hemorrhaging 7 straight rounds. The tap in. Gurgler. Gurgler goes for the first. Spamming into the smoke. Synex
Gets 1, but does not matter. The defuse will come through. Equalized once again in round numbers, but the economy for ISO is just so strong for so long.
ISO not breaking a sweat.
Yeah, this is not a concern for them. They honestly, with their economy, they can probably afford to lose another round, but with their round numbers here, they cannot. So they absolutely want to try to bounce back here. But I mean, it's a if I'm counting correctly, that's a 8-round winning streak if you count that last round of the first half, and that has just brought them right back into this game.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic look from ISO on this attacking half. Strato is going to break that boombot early on. Synex, maybe sweating a little bit, is going to just try to get a nice little position here onto the box right outside of Hookah. And the spike being carried up B long. That dart should give away the position to those players. Ryan pinged up.
There.
Going to take the orb.
Enemy tag.
Drone just to give a little more information. He's going to find 2 tags, actually. But ISO.
We're going to take this really
Close to
past.
the
I like this play here.
Popcorn God actually over on A short. Looks like the side hit's going to be coming from ISO, but Popcorn God on the alert. Find a fantastic timing here, holding these 2 players over on the on the defensive side on the A site. Spike's being carried
goes
back
down.
over. Retrograde connects onto Strato. You gotta wonder whether ISO are, you know, making the call to commit here to rotate, because they're not
I mean,
the
you hear a
decision there is
teleport
not
come
being
through.
quite made. And the Gurgler up in hand.
30 seconds left.
Stuck in that one and done. Didn't quite connect.
It's out,
onto
though.
Onto the res. ISO exploding onto side, but Retro's there for the cover.
Down A.
Fantastic, fantastic response from Redhawks. Hold their
Can't get the
resolve.
quick scope off.
One enemy
Gurgler
remaining.
not quite able to connect with quick scope. Butters cleans up the last kills.
All right, and that was your round to burn. You can afford this. You cannot afford to lose this one
You
because
do not want to
it
give
will
up.
be
You do not want to give up map points.
absolutely. You don't want to give up map point, especially since your economy will be in such a brutal position afterwards, for 2 players at least. That
Even if they lose this round, their economy is in such a position that they can actually just buy through the rest of the half.
absolutely, this will be
Let's fly.
very close, and I mean, ISO need to clean it up here to try to equalize.
ISO maybe starting to run a little low on the strats, is just going once again with that early 2-3 in shortened showers. Butters waiting in lamps. Any sign of aggression.
Enemy mark.
Drone out from Retrograde is going to identify one player there. And ISO. Uncharacteristically slow round. Ryan is going to be looking to take that duel early. Try to find the player Heaven. Burglar off shot out. One more through the smoke for good measure. But Butters holding that off angle. Cleans up his opposing number. Forced to give it up just a little bit as the nade comes in. Strato is just going to be wide swinging, but Butters finds it.
That
A
this is
little bit of a disconnect.
enemy
There's not
remaining.
quite that supportive
Spike
use coming in
down
from
A.
Shimmerin to really give the Brimstone for ISO a good path of entry.
Match
Forced to
point.
check a lot of angles that he's maybe not ready to check, and having your Sky over doing the safe plant with the Sage instead of being the one to take the fight in lamps, maybe a little bit of a poor, not a little bit. It was a poor decision. You don't have you don't have that aggressive util.
yeah, it's so tough no matter what you do here. I know. I think
Economy.
I like the B play here. Unfortunately, Senex is just holding
Revealing it.
this
mean,
part of B.
If we're talking
So
about
it's-
firepower, Redhawks again just stacked across the board. You're gonna have a hard time abusing any
Deploying drone.
one specific player anywhere on the map.
No, well, but this drone won't be very useful until it finds all 4 players.
Sees 4 and the Hunter's Fury now. I believe that was a collat with the tag.
There's
Retrograde.
one.
Retrograde, the planet killer himself, is just eating his way through the health of ISO, eating through their hopes and dreams. Butters again in this off angle, finds the first,
Spike down A.
knows there are players trying to trade him out, gives it up. Retrograde, swinging from heaven, finds Popcorn God, and Redhawks doing such a fantastic job of playing this contact, playing off of each other, and it's just a 1v5 now for Shimmerin. Butters
That's it.
almost whiffs
Defenders
horrifically
win.
there, but 13-10. A fantastic, albeit fake, comeback from ISO. They have a lot to be proud of here today.
I don't know if I'd call it fake.
Well, I mean, no, you have the 9-3 half. They run it back. It's the momentum. Everything's looking in their way, and then Redhawks just stamp it out.
Yeah, it's tough, but it was still a very good stand. I don't think if you told me the results of the first half and how that went, I could even think of the
Right, of course.
13-10 final score being a thing.
No, definitely a very, very valiant effort from the players of ISO. You know, Ryan is Ryan, and DMS in particular, finding a fantastic rhythm in that second half. Ryan is Ryan repeatedly finding those entries with the Jet, DMS, that first round ace, Popcorn God, you know, despite being on the Rays, finding some great lurking timings. And yeah, a lot of props to ISO, but Redhawks, man, what a team. You know, we talked about, like, we wanted to see them, you know, play a little bit more from behind, see how they can bring the momentum back into their control, and boy, they showed that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the one good thing potentially we've learned here is that Redhawks is, while they're still very good, they are beatable. Like
Yeah.
it was
Absolutely.
very close there, and
Yeah.
and perhaps the consistency of best of 3 is a boon to them, but it also can be that a team can learn to adapt
Right.
and make it through within a that best of 3 match.
Yes. Well, if I had to go with one standout player from the side of Redhawks, I would have to actually go with the Gurgler for this one. Maybe not top of the scoreboard necessarily, but, willing to, again, it's so rare and so underappreciated. I harp on this every time I talk about this guy, that you see that controller player, not necessarily being that, like, lurky, ratty Astra player, but sometimes the person willing to just pile in right after Cynics or Butters just launches themselves onto site and, fight for that trade, get a nice little reposition up to a close angle. It was very, very self-sufficient. You can see he wasn't having to be microed at all. He was just making his own decisions, and consistently very good decisions at that. And again, the supporting cast for Redhawks consistently, never failing to pick up the slack, even when, Butters and Cynex, are struggling a little bit sometimes on those entries.
Definitely. It's I lost my words, to be honest with you. I had it in my head and I lost it. But we also have the results from our second game. 100 Trex taking it over Big Max. So our semifinal matchup will be Redhawks and 100 Trex. Have you seen 100 Trex play?
I casted their earlier game on the B stream. Solo, haha. No, 100 Tree Rex is a fantastic team. They're built around the same core actually as Tree Stump Moves, with the addition of Doc, and Tree Stump Moves actually being the ones to take the previous Valorant tournament here, that's Valorant Invitational. So what 100 Tree Rex are looking to do is, sort of rely on their very vocal calling core of, Dust, the Wi-Fi. They've played together so much that they know how each other play really well, can rely on each other very well. Pirate Spy, very vocal from that Sentinel role, and this is where we're going to actually see, how the calling structure of Dust versus Retrograde, how these teams can manipulate each other around the map, if like Dust is going to be going on any like crazy lurks with like the chamber or whatever. And this is also going to be a best of 3, so a huge match here in the semifinals. Easily, in my opinion, could have been our grands, but unfortunately this is just sometimes how it works out.
Yeah, the seeding didn't work out that way this particular time, but that will be a very interesting game to see tomorrow.
Indeed. Okay, so last game here on the A stream, in any moment now, actually, will be ExtraButtaDog against Mahir Appreciation Society. We have the BP team against the Tree Guy team. So it's definitely that's definitely an interesting match to look at, because you have a lot of really underappreciated fraggers in the circuit. And over on the B stream, you will have the Stormtroopers against Stimulus Package, where for Stimulus Package you have that Georgie Boy Epsilon, or as you may know him, Seismic Jeff core. Jeff willing to pick up the weird heroes, the Neon, the Yoru, and Georgie Boy, as the team's namesake, will be playing a lot of that Brimstone. The Stormtroopers, you have Mustard with the Judge, double blast packing in, buying the Spectre in round 11 or whatever. That should be a very fun matchup if you're ready to see some offbeat Valorant.
Absolutely.
Alright, so that concludes, I guess, our first quarterfinal game over here on the A stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with ExtraButtaDog against Mahir Appreciation Society.
See
take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
So I don't want to freak you out, but I can see inside your room from the street. Get some blinds and call me back. Or just come outside because I'm here right now. Alright. Bye. Nightfall, slow motion, and I shouldn't be here. I know. How about we don't think for once? Just move with me. How about we just say what we want on the count of three? I'm outside and I don't wanna escape. I think you should know. I'm outside. Watch you like a movie. You're insane. You don't even know it. And I'd be lost to you until the sun falls. I'm not tired. I don't wanna sleep tonight. How about we think for once? Just move with me. How about we just say what we want on the count of three? I'm outside and I don't wanna escape. I think you should know. I'm outside. I'm outside and I don't wanna escape. I think you should know. I'm outside.
If you wanna save me, if you wanna save me, if you wanna save me, yeah. If you wanna save me, yeah. If you wanna save me, I think I should better run. Because that's the end before it began. If you wanna save me, that's If you wanna save me, if you wanna save me,
Welcome everybody to the last game of the day. The quarterfinals match between Mahir Appreciation Society and ExtraButtaDog. I'm Greenie, Freddy Bench, or whatever you want to call me, and I'm joined by my co-caster, Salsa. How you doing today, Salsa?
I'm doing good today. And I mean, we saw a great game in our first bracket match, and now we're going to see another great one here today with ExtraButtaDog and the Mahir Appreciation Society. And we're going to be hopping in real fast. I believe the map has already been selected. We've banned to Ascent here.
Ascent.
So, yeah, and roster's already locked in. I like it. Nice and quick. Very fast. Beautiful. So, let's talk comps here, I guess. Since we know that defenders, which I believe that is
That's
ExtraButtaDog.
ExtraButtaDog, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll be CT, and Mahir will be T side to start off. I
Yeah.
think that the composition for ExtraButtaDog is, I think, traditional for this map. I don't think there's anything that stands out too much in my head.
Yeah. Well, the Sova is really good on defending B site. You know, one thing I like about ExtraButtaDog's comp is the use of the Chamber. Now, I'm a Chamber player, and he's really strong on Ascent. I said this last time we went to Ascent, but he can be used really he's very versatile on this point. You can make up a lot of setups using his slows and his rendezvous points. And he's very interesting on this map. Mahir Appreciation Society does not have a Sentinel, so I'm wondering how they're going to be playing this.
There.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here.
Looks like Mahir Appreciation Society looking for that A start. Looks like FishQ. FishQ, by the way, in his match against, I'm pretty sure it was Stimulus Package, he was absolutely fragging. He was dropping like a 30 bomb, I'm pretty sure. And I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure that was on the same map as this, and I'm wondering if he's going to do the same thing today. Looks like Mahir Appreciation Society opting for the slow push up A, and looks like they're trying to get picks. They're setting up for the Astra Stars, booking off very important spots, Heaven and Tree. But Fish is waiting for them. He's got the Sheriff out, trying to get some one-taps. PO is going to try and get that spike down. He's going to peek out. They know where he is, and he's just going to dash right back into the safety of that Astra Smoke. It's still a 5v5, anyone's game. Oh, just kidding. As the Vita's going to take out Mahir, and Storm is going to take out Illuminous. Invictus takes out Andrew, and Koenig falls to, I'm pretty sure that's Tianyu. And they
I
spot
believe
PO.
so, yeah.
Yeah, and they spot PO. And that's a very good retake there from ExtraButtaDog.
Yeah, it's an extremely good retake. I mean, the fact that actually they got onto site without he finds fish on the exit frag, I guess. The fact that they got the plant down with no casualties on either side really helped ExtraButtaDog just be able to take a 5-man retake, since they're already basically in position to do that anyways, just retreating from all the utility being spent already. So I think that I don't think we're getting another round like that. I hope we don't, at least. Just ultra passive play, even on site. But it's an interesting thing to see on A during the pistol round.
Looks like ExtraButtaDog opting for the all SMGs, while Mahir Appreciation Society sticking with the pistols. Fishku finding Pio with the spike, finds 2, finds 3 with the Spectre, but Manju cleans him up just in time, and it's a 4v2 on the side. Now it's a 4v1 on the side of ExtraButtaDog, and it's just Andrew against the world. Can he clutch out with the Sheriff here? Going with the Leer, he's gonna try and find him. They spot him. He's just gonna narrowly avoid the damage coming in from that shock dart. Storm, and he's gonna get lit up trying to get a one-tap. He's not gonna find anything as Invictus takes out Andrew. A great spray coming in there from Fish.
Definitely. I mean, you needed to find every single headshot there to have even a shot, and unfortunately cannot land a single one. And so quick lead for ExtraButtaDog, thanks to winning the pistol round. Does Fish have a primary?
No, it looks like he might be just rocking the sheriff here.
Okay, I respect it. He has the money to buy, but chooses not to.
You know, I think part of why he got that epic spread. Oh, Fish gets taken out immediately, and you have to think that if he had a rifle there, he would have gotten that kill.
Well, maybe the plan was that he predicted that he was just gonna get domed off the bat.
Maybe.
He said, "Why buy a gun if I'm just gonna get domed?"
A little bit tragic there from ExtraButtaDog, losing both of their duelists, and now you have to wonder how they're gonna play this. If they're gonna play this A push, they might just push right into the hands of if Mahir Creation Society plays
Now,
into.
why? My question is, why is there
Oh.
2-player CT and 1 player who just is pushing tree and actually somehow finds a kill and then falls?
I'm pretty sure he's watching market, but I'm not sure. They are gonna try and get the plant down. The baseball coming in, and it's just Invictus against the world. I'm not sure what he can do here.
I
with this
believe in
Spectre.
Invictus. Hold on. Watch this.
Shock Dart is coming through. Very good. Shock Dart, and he gets immediately domed by Tianyu coming through window.
Unlucky.
It's just unfortunate.
Alright, so, now this is where Mahir Appreciation Society, they get some economic help after losing the pistol and the following round. But it'll be a rifle round for both teams still. So we're seeing a 3-man setup on A site for CTs, and it looks to be a 2 on B. So that will be the lineup, but it looks to be that they're slow playing here, maybe trying to go mid, or a rotation to A.
Yeah.
But now that I
looks
say
like
that, there's actually 2 going B, so it's just all over the place.
Oh, he's pushing through. Invictus. But he's at the mercy of this Astra. I don't know if he's going to check that corner. He finds Tianyu.
It's the wrong corner!
Oh. He just misses the Oh, Storm gets a 1-tap on him. But Andrew gets him back. Revenge for killing his comrade. And they're just going to try and push it through mid here, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's... Yeah. Mahir's pushing through with the Astra. He knows someone's there. The Lear is actually not gonna find Koenig, and he finds Andrew. And Illuminous is right next to him. Oh, Illuminous! Oh, how do you miss that?
I don't know, it's really tough.
He's got no time to think about it because he's up against... Oh, look to your left. He's listening to me. Oh, he's listening to me.
Alright, he's cheating.
I'm totally not in a
Watching
Discord
the
call with
screen.
him. Fish does take down Illuminous, and now it's just Mahir and Tianyu trying to take care of things versus Koenig and Fish.
I mean, you still have a player who's really hurt, so the health point totals are not equal, but the bomb time, you have to go now.
Yep. Oh, Fish finds Tianyu, or Mahir through the
That's
wall,
enough
and
time to
Tianyu does through... Does he have time? No, he's got
I
time.
think there's time.
Yeah, he's got time, Tianyu does find Koenig.
Yeah, 1.5 seconds, or 1 3/4 seconds, but yeah, very close.
Yeah, and that's good, recognizing that they need to go as soon as the bomb starts to flash.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's a really tight trade there that of finding Koenig and then getting that last pick. It's important, but managed to pull it out in the end. And I mean, this is where we're starting to see some interesting buys coming out from both teams, just because of some of the economic troubles they're having.
Yeah, it looks like Mahir ExtraButtaDog is rocking some sheriffs. Fish was really the only one with the Vandal. He does find Illuminous, and Illuminous... Oh!
Ooh!
That's such a good dash baiting at the ult. He does get killed by Mahir. Oh, and Astral Wall coming out from Mahir Creation Society. I think this is how they plan to win, even with a save. Andrew does get found out through the barrier. Invictus falls to Andrew, and Pio finds Koenig, and Tianyu wraps up the other two. That's a win for Mahir Creation Society. I'm pretty sure one they can be proud about.
Absolutely. That was really good, and now I mean, this is when you want to really try to capitalize off of the momentum you've built. Unfortunately, you might have to deal with a fish op, which might be tough. But they'll have to make do.
Peeking out mid there, trying to find someone, but no, he's not going to find anyone. They do get the confirmation that they are rushing up B, and they're going pretty fast. And they're not really getting any poke here, as all 5 make it onto point, relatively unscathed. I don't think... No, there we go. The drone coming out from Invictus, trying to find someone. He does find a Luminous, but without an ult, it's going to be hard to follow up on.
I have to question why there were still players lingering on the A site when they knew that the attack was clearly on B. It's a little odd.
Oh no, that's why you have to check your corners. Logs is so scary, and Pio is not going to find another as he does get taken down by Koenig. It's a 4v2 on the side of Mahir Creation Society, and Navina's going to try and find some one-taps with that Guardian. But as Koenig finds another one, nope. Andrew cleans up the last 2, and it's now a tie game for Mahir Creation Society.
It's a tie game in score, but they're not going to get a full buy from ExtraButtaDog. I mean, you don't have the money for most of your players, so you're going to have to buy You're going to have to buy Sheriffs and other pistols and SMGs and just hope for the best there, because you cannot get rifles.
Yeah, at least if you're Fish, you can play with knives. Maybe... Oh, and if you're Chamber, you can play with the AWP. I think that's what they're going to do. The knives come out from Fish. He's going to be looking for these kills outside of A. Can he find a Luminous? He does find a Luminous. It's a kill. It's a kill. Storm trying to peek out mid with a Frenzy. I'm not really sure what his plan here is. He does get the headshot, but it was pretty much like firing a shorty from like 30 meters away. Didn't really do much damage to him.
Exactly.
He's treating that thing like it's a Vandal. Looks like they're gonna try and...
Didn't you hear? It's basically the version of the CZ from CS, and that's just a pocket AK-47, so... Clearly they're the same weapon, right?
I really don't know where Invictus was firing those arrows. They were way above where they were. He was firing at them at some birds he saw.
Maybe it's just an intimidation tactic.
Opio does find Navino, but he misses the spray transfer onto Storm. And that should be a free Vandal for Storm. Especially with the Empress, that might be scary with the retake. They are going to be pushing onto site, and they're going to be pushing right into Invictus, but he only has the classic. They don't check the corner, and Mahir is going to take some damage. Which might be even better than being downed, actually, because even after this overload, you're still going to have 46 HP. But if you were res, you would go back to 100 HP, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, yes, I believe so.
The knives might be the only chance they have here. Storm does get taken down by Andrew. HQ is going to be taken down by Mahir. Or, no, that's Yanyu. Mahir does take down Koenig. And that's another round win for Mahir Creation Society.
Yeah, and 3 rounds in a row, and no signs of slowing down so far. It looks like they're going to buy... They have enough money if they want to buy an op. But this is a round they have to win here. No really other alternative.
There, no prisoners.
Absolutely. And Mahir Creation Society has a lot of money. They can lose as many. They can lose this round, probably another round. They still have full buys. Fish needs to find someone here. Is going to dash out. Because if he didn't get that kill, he would probably be at the mercy of the other peekers. Fish trying to duck around his boxes. It can be a very good spray point. And Fish does get 2 with the Vandal movement. Andrew's going to be taking him out. A great smoke there. Not letting ExtraButtaDog push through easily. But it's still a 4v3 on the side of ExtraButtaDog. Storm is going to be pushing through here. And Pio was reloaded, so he couldn't kill him immediately.
Yeah, but I mean, that trade is actually pretty good. You know there's one here on site enough to take that position.
Looks like Andrew's going to be popping the Empress. And Pio going to be taking out Navino, and I'm not sure why Invictus just doesn't spray behind there with the Odin. There we go. Speak of the devil, and he does get, and he does take out Pio, and it's going to be tie game.
Yeah, tie game at 4 apiece, and they get to stabilize their economy a bit, which is ideal here. We're 4 rounds left in the half, so this is where you don't want to have an economy trouble compound into just getting swept aside for the remainder of the half and be on the back foot for the rest of the match. It's just honest, which is part of what we saw with the last game.
Yeah. Mahir Picture Society looking like they're gonna buy this round and up through next one. Looks like Koenig maybe gonna go with this op here. Yep. Gonna go with this op in replacement of a real gun. Well, it's still not. It's still a fake gun, even if it's a real op. It looks like they're gonna be hard rotating over to A now. They are gonna try and push through this. The Astral Wall gonna come out from Tianyu as everyone pushes out on the site, and I'm not sure if Fish knows that they're there, but I'm pretty sure Fish also doesn't know that they're there. The flash is coming through. They might be trying to push through now. Finds him, Andrew. Finds Pio. Finds Tianyu. Finds Mahir. And Navino rips away the ace from Fish, but what a spray!
You can't risk it. I'm sorry, but splitting up or giving the fuse to Invictus trying to get the ult up, but I mean, wow, ridiculous from Fish, just insane.
And that's gonna help their economy out so much. The round win is gonna help, but now they should have enough money to buy out through the rest of this half.
Yeah, unless something catastrophic happens and they lose full buy, and get no kills in any of the rounds, and that's the only way I think they actually can full buy on the final round of the half.
Yeah. Looks like Fish going to be pushing up through here. He's got a Luminous on the right, but can he find him? He does find the kill. Nice flick. Tianyu going to be taking out Storm. I'm pretty sure he has Empress up as Mahir takes out Navino, and Fish gets dinked, actually. Oh, Koenig is about to... Nope. Looks like Tianyu and Mahir are going to be backing off. We're in Koenig's crosshairs.
Everyone's going after this one player. Koenig is in a great position here.
And Fish just walks into tree with his pants down and was at the mercy of 4 other players. We hear Creation Society. Looks like they're gonna plant now, and Andrew getting up into heaven, gonna be fighting Invictus and killing him as Koenig dropping into tree here. And it's a 4v1, and I'm not sure. Koenig's got to pray to some god and ask for him to win this round.
He has to go now.
He is just running into Andrew.
runs with his knife out and cannot get the rifle out in time. Well, sometimes it happens.
Two of the people on Mahir Creation Society just ran into the other team with their knife out and died.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's what you gotta do.
It happens.
Well, it is 5-5, and the only player that actually might not be able to buy next in the final round for ButtaDog is Fish, and Fish has knives next round if that's what they want to do instead, so they could just do that, snag a weapon, and get out.
Okay, it was Mahir's up. Oh, he missed the shots under Navino, but he does actually get him very low. Storm is going to be taking out Andrew. They are going to be trying to drone him out.
All right, finds there's 2 there. Good information from Invictus. Might force a rotation here towards the other site, and it looks like that is what's happening.
I'm not really sure what they want to do here. Looks like they're going to be trying for a mid push here. Certainly got stars up if they need them. Yep, and looks like they're going to rush across now. They are going to be at the mercy of Storm and who's watching over Tree right now, as they are going to be pushing into him. We're going to see what happens here. He might be found out by that recon dart, though. Oh, that's not good for him. He's gonna run, and Tianyu finds him out before he can turn tail. Illuminous going with the ult, gonna be finding Fish, but he trades his life for it. It's a 3v3, but Brim on the other team is very low. And I'm not really sure how they're gonna play this.
Well, they could use this. They can use the Brim ult to try to clear off the bomb and off the site. And Koenig actually is in a position here potentially to get the kill. Oh, but the door is down. Never mind. Stand corrected. Didn't see the door.
Looks like he's gonna try for a meteor strike somewhere.
There they are.
No one revealed in heaven, and looks like they're trying to clear out switch there. And I hope they have an idea of where they are by now. Oh, Invictus finds
one.
Last player
Tianyu gets in one, and he just tries to run and gun with the Odin. I'm not really sure how effective that is, but it is an effective here.
That good. try to run and gun with a large machine gun. That's not what I would recommend.
I don't think it's like the Spectre or the Frenzy or the Phantom where you can't really run and gun if you need to.
All right. Fish did get a kill there, so they will be able to get the bye. So it's going to be a full bye for both teams in this final round of the half. And ExtraButtaDog really would like to try to get this equalization of the match score.
I think if you're Fish, what I would do is I would buy a Bulldog and heavy shields. You have the knives anyway, and the Bulldog is, unless he's not experienced with the Bulldog, I'm not sure what he's doing. Andrew trying to get a kill on someone in market, but apparently he's not there. And it looks like it's going to be a slow push up now for Mahir Creation Society. It looks like they're going to try and go with a mid push, maybe up into Pizza. Taking their time here. They really want this round one. They're going to be droning out the tree now. They know Storm is there, but they didn't tag him. And it looks like the push is going to be coming in now. Just kidding. They're going to be walking right into Koenig, though. He does find them with the... And it finds Pyo, but he does get Mahir. He does tag Mahir. Not very low. Astral Ball going to be coming out now from Tianyu. And the Emperor's coming out, but Invictus falls to the hands of Tianyu. They are going to be struggling to close that door, though.
Spike planted.
As Fish going to be popping the knives. Now Luminous is right in the corner. Absolutely domed
3v3
by Storm. Yep. The no command coming in from KO. That's Mahir. And I think he's going to be flanking now. Or that's going to be Andrew on the flank. He finds Fish. Finds Navino, and Mahir finds Storm, and it's going to be 5-7 at the half for the side of Mahir Creation Society.
Yeah. Well, now ExtraButtaDog has to have an above-average T side if they want to win this, or at least force a tiebreak rounds.
Yeah, I think they do have the utility to, you know, that Sova arrow could be deadly on to get information. I think Fish is a really good entry. I think Fish will be really good as an entry fragger. He's been fragging out all game. He's got 16 kills, which is the most in the lobby, and I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do here.
Absolutely. It's
into the unknown.
going to be very interesting to see.
Looks like they're going to go for this B push here. The dart on the site is going to reveal Storm, and they're going to just run out on site. No fear in their eyes. Tianyu gets Koenig, Storm kills Mahir, and Fish gets the trade onto Tianyu. They have to watch in the corner for Pyo. They do get him. And they're going to be taking this site now. It's a 4v2 on the side of ExtraButtaDog. Vino planning in a kind of an orthodox spot. Oh, and Andrew absolutely domes Fish. Get out. And you're going to be trying to poke through that angle here. Is the drone going to be poking him out? Not tagging him. But at least they knew where he is if they didn't hear the shots already. They're going to be poking at Storm, and he does kill Storm, and it's a 2v2 now. And they need to watch Invictus in the corner. Illuminous gets Invictus, and Andrew gets his third kill on Navino, and that's another round win for Mahir Creation Society.
I mean, Invictus did the same thing Pyo did, and they're playing the same characters. So, like, actually, they're just the same person, I think. Where just you stand there and then get domed by by a jet, and or in the case of Invictus, just get domed by, I believe that was Illuminous, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's certainly tough. The Sheriff is a really good weapon if you're good with it. It's absolutely annoying. It's really annoying to play against. But at the same time, I see a lot of people who are like, oh, I can Sheriff, and then they just whiff all their shots. Back KO knife as they're going to be running it up mid here. Oh, Fish! He's drawn the Ira Fish as he absolutely owns Mahir. And they're just going to be pushing their way up through here. And Andrew gets another shot onto Storm. That might have been through his smoke, too. Fish going to be pushing out. Finds Mandrew and the other three. Oh, Luminous takes down Invictus. Fish going to be trying to push onto site here. He does get tagged. But Navino's in the corner. Oh, Andrew kills Fish again. It's a 3v2 on the side of Mahir Piocious' side. It's a 3v1. Navino does take out Andrew, but Pio finds redemption for his fallen teammate. There's another run win for Mahir Piocious Society.
I mean,
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is a little bit, yeah. I mean, it's just an unfortunate kind of tempo at this point for ButtaDog. Just losing pistol, and so you lose 2 rounds. Now there's 5 rounds consecutively you've lost. So you need to use this bye round really effectively because the rest of the match is at risk if you can't get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like they're going to be trying to push up A here. The Hero Creation Society does have the Empress. They want to try and retake the site here. As you can see, they're making a full rotation over to A. Fish on site. Storm finds a Luminous. Oh, but Tianyu absolutely owns Fish. And Invictus, he falls to Invictus as well, but Navino gets the trade on him. Pio going to be trying to knife open that door. And Navino falls. He was very low to Andrew. Koenig finds Pio. And it's Mahir and... Oh, it was Mahir and Andrew against Koenig. And that's yet another win for Mahir Appreciation Society.
Yeah, I mean... Now, at this point, ButtaDog is at force buy mode. You have to just buy something.
Let's see now.
Because I think it's better to potentially have to force buy twice at 5-10 than it is to save, go 5-11 more than likely, and then try to win out from there.
And you're going to be finding Fish. And that's so good. He's taking minimal damage from the rest of the other team. And now that their top fragger is dead, I'm not really sure how ExtraButtaDog is going to play this. Not coming out, destroying the drone that Invictus had. It takes a little bit of damage from the shock dart, and it looks like Illuminous is trying to flank them, trying to cut off their rotation. He is going to be leering out, and does get caught by Storm. Invictus does take out Andrew, and it's a 4v4 on the... And I'm not sure what they're going to do there. The baseball coming in from Mahir. He is going to be trying to drop down into logs. I'm not really sure if they saw him or not. He can't really shoot that leer because he just gave away his position. Just kidding, he didn't. And Storm walks right into Mahir with his Empress out. Tianyu finds 2, and Illuminous gets cutting, and that was kind of questionable from ExtraButtaDog.
It's extremely questionable, and now... earlier I said there was a reasonable call to be force buying. Now you have to force buy, so Navino will not have a proper gun.
Yeah. Maybe something Fish could do is give him his gun, and then... Yeah, that's what they did.
That's
and then
what
he
they're
can
gonna
play
have
with
to
his
do.
knives.
Yeah, and potentially just have like a sheriff or something as a backup.
Mm-hmm. Andrew and Tianyu have been taking control of this on their defense side. Oh, speaking of the devil...
Storm just gets domed.
Andrew absolutely decapitates Storm with the operator, the Elder Flame operator, which is a little bit questionable when the Ion exists, but you know, Fish does take out a Luminous, and Andrew is just sitting in line with the op. Oh, gets absolutely domed by Fish, and they're gonna push their way on the site. He does get droned out. Koenig finds Tianyu. It's just Pio and Mahir against Andrew, Koenig. Smoke's coming through. That's a very good smoke
That works.
from Mahir Creation Society. It's going to allow them to push onto site.
Carrier is killed.
Koenig falls
Spike
to
down A.
Mahir, and Pio gets taken out. And oh,
there's
Fish
knives.
adds
Gets a 4 kill, and they've at least stabilized a little bit.
yeah, those knives coming in absolutely clutch from Fish.
Yeah, and Fish can now buy Invictus. Huh? So Fish does not buy Invictus a gun. Okay, there it is. I was gonna say Invictus
Selfish.
is not going without the armor. A little odd, I have to say. But at least everyone on their team will have some armor of some sort. But their economy still isn't doing great. If people keep getting killed, they need some clean rounds here to be able to have a shot.
Yeah, this is they definitely need to win this because they don't want to have to save on round. Oh my God, Fish just rips Illuminous' head off. As I was saying, they don't really want to save when it could be match point.
Enemy tag.
I mean, they can't save at this point. It's just not even in the cards. Invictus falls to
Tianyu.
Pianu, yes.
And Fish just
I
took
have
out
to think
Andrew.
about it for a second.
Yeah, and then Tianyu takes out Fish. The Empress is the Empress was popped by Andrew. Storm takes out Tianyu, but it's going to be traded. Koenig, misses. And this Meteor Strike is going to be huge. It's going to force him off the point. He's going to have to move his way onto site. I'm pretty sure he just saw the other one, though. Oh,
They get flash, but no.
I don't think they know he's there.
Enemy remaining.
He's going to take out
No,
Pio.
with the defuse!
He doesn't know where the spike is. And Pio diffuses right under the
And
nose
they
of Vito.
That's even worse. I think you'd be better off if you
Match
just didn't
point.
get if they just got the defuse and saved the gun. But now they lose the gun and they. Oh, this is tragic.
That's match point as well.
Yeah, I mean, it is so brutal. You have basically no recourse here.
Out there.
I think the play here would be to give Storm Koenig first. Koenig to give Storm his gun and then just play off the op. Looks like Andrew's going to be going for this aggressive peek as people coming onto B. Does find Storm, and that's so bad for ExtraButtaDog. And Invictus getting lit up too. Luminous
Fish
taking
goes
out
down.
Fish.
This is over at this point.
Invictus is taking so much damage from Andrew, practically just walking into the spray. The shock there coming out. Navino does take out Tianyu. Andrew does take out Koenig. And it's just the very low. They're both so low. Pio takes out Navino. And Mahir takes out Invictus. And Mahir Appreciation Society takes the victory. And they'll be moving on to the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, just so brutal. They Butterdog had a good start to the match, but cannot bring it together, and just kind of got steamrolled, especially in the second half.
That's so tough. But still, a great win from Mahir Creations Society. We had so many members of theirs do good. Namely Tianyu and Andrew. They got so many good picks. They were getting picked so much, and they really countered the pick potential of Fish extremely well. He's such a good fragger for ExtraButtaDog. And really, ExtraButtaDog can't be sad about this. They made it to the quarterfinals, which is still really good.
Absolutely, and if I'm seeing this correctly, results are in for our final match of the day as well. Stimulus package take it over Stormtroopers, and that was on Breeze. So tomorrow's result matchups will be Redhawks versus 100 T-Rex and Stimulus package versus the winners of this match, Mahir Appreciation Society. What do you think about those matches, huh? How we feeling?
You know, I think Redhawks was really dominant in their group stage, and I think they might take it over 100 T-Rex. They might even be the winner of this. But the way that Mahir Appreciation Society just kind of dominated that last match against ExtraButtaDog, you think they have to take it over Stimmy package. and get to the finals as well.
Yeah. That is what it looks like.
Yes, Stimmy Package definitely is a formidable opponent, but I think Mahir Appreciation Society can take it.
Absolutely. And somebody joined?
Looks like Invictus is here.
Invictus?
Hi, it's me. Freshly from a loss, a quick loss against
Lucky.
Society. Unfortunate, it is how it be. But well played to Mahir Appreciation Society. And now we are down to our last 3 games, semifinals and grand finals, which will be tomorrow, and they will be best of 3s. Proper gaming. None of this best of 1. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our matches today. Some very exciting games. Some elimination, some sad moments, but in the end, we're down to the last 4 teams, and one of these will be our champion for the Victory Valorant Invitational. Who do you guys think is going to take it all? First of you, Salsa. Who do you think is the favorites?
I think I would be wrong to say it's not Redhawks at this point, based on their play in the past. But today, I think they're a little chink of the armor opened up today. I think that it's possible that if a team goes through, watches the game that ISO was had against them, and kind of picks up on some of the things that they were weak with, I think it's possible that they can be an upset. But the difficulty is that you have that best of 3, so that they can come back and react to that. And that's where I think it's difficult, but I still think that they are the top team here.
Yeah, I think Redhawks had a really close game against ISO. It was 13-10, if you don't remember. But the way they were so dominant in the group stages just makes me think that they're going to be dominant in the quarterfinal, in the semifinals, and the grand finals again. I'm going with Redhawks.
Well, that's 2 for Redhawks. So maybe I'd be contrarian, but Cynics will be mad at me if I don't pick Redhawks. But you know what? I'm doing it. I'm going for Mahir Appreciation Society. I believe in the BP magic. They will take it. BP will coach this team into victory. I can see it. I've seen it happen. So Mahir Appreciation Society it is. Good luck.
Yeah.
Cynics is in chat. He's mad at me. Cynics, unfortunate. Nah. I'm trolling. It's gonna be Redhawks. They're gonna take it. There's no way. Like they're just a better team. I love all the players on Mahir Appreciation Society, but I trolled Slime Woman as well. Philippines. Alright, well, that's it for today. I think we had a pretty. I think we actually finished on time. Crazy, because we had some shorter games than expected. A quick 13-0. Sometimes it'd be like that. So, good job to all the teams that qualified, and well played to all the teams that couldn't. And thank you for joining us, all of you, all the players, all the teammates, all the casters. Always great to have your support and have you watching our games. We're hopefully trying to do something like this in the future, something a bit longer, perhaps a longer format, perhaps a league or something like that. So, excited for that. If you guys enjoy Valorant, there will definitely be more opportunities in the future, but we still have one more day to go. Our final day will be tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, once again, for our semifinals and final games. Best of 3s, lots of exciting gameplay. Maybe we'll see some more Fracture, like we saw today, my favorite map. So we're very excited for that. With that, I think that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you all tomorrow at 4. Bye-bye.
Bye.